Okay, you may be seated. Okay, let the record reflect that the defendant is present along with counsel for the defendant, Assistant State Attorney. Okay, where did we leave off?
Your Honor, I have other areas of inquiry that I'd much rather pursue at this time.
Okay, let's return to jury. State recognized presence of the jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the defense?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay, good afternoon, members of the jury. Did you heed my previous admonitions? All right, Mr. Baez, you may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, Ms. Drayton. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, Detective Melich.
Good afternoon, sir.
I think where we left off when we were last speaking, you were at Universal Studios questioning Miss Anthony with Detective Wells and Detective Allen, is correct?
Correct.
During this questioning that you were engaging with Miss Anthony, obviously it was a pressing matter.
Yes.
Yes. And you were doing all you could to find Kaylee.
I believed I was, yes.
And you were doing what any good detective would do, and that's speak to the last person that saw the missing person.
Yes.
And certainly everything that you were doing at this point was to advance your ultimate goal, which was to find Kaylee.
Yes.
And in the course of this, of course, you found yourself in an opportunity to actually question Miss Anthony.
I don't necessarily agree with opportunity. Yes, I questioned Miss Anthony. She was the mother of the child, but
It's always an opportunity to speak with a witness or someone who knows things. That's what I mean by opportunity. I don't
Yes.
mean anything beyond that. And this, and I'm just, for lack of a better word, calling it an opportunity. This opportunity allowed you to confront her with these stories that you were hearing.
the opportunity to speak to her at Universal Studios allowed me to, yes, in your words, confront her and ask her for an explanation as to why we were there.
And the opportunity to confront her about these imaginary people.
Yes.
And also gave you the opportunity to employ certain interviewing techniques that you learn as a police officer.
Correct.
And I think you are also, I guess, attended workshops for learning how to interrogate people,
Yes.
like the Reed School.
Correct.
And you've had extensive training over the years as a police officer on how to question people to get information.
I've had training both on the job and through school, yes.
And part of this method is, of course, utilizing different psychological techniques.
I would say different techniques in questioning. May not necessarily be psychological, but different techniques in order to get the truth of the matter. So, yes.
One of them is psychologically explaining to them, listen, now's the time to talk. It could benefit you.
I hesitate to use the word psychologically. It makes it seem like I'm trying to be something I'm not. But yes, we do afford opportunities and explanations.
We'll take that word out of the equation if it assists you.
Yes.
And basically confront people on different levels to make them feel comfortable to open up to you.
Yes, the purpose of any interview is to try and get the person you're speaking with to open up and tell you certain information that you're trying to elicit from them, such as in this case where the child was.
And there's, of course, a trust-building process in that.
I won't disagree, yes.
And however, these techniques that you employed did not work with Miss Anthony.
Well, you have to understand, at the time I'm employing them, it's in an effort to try and get her to tell us the truth. Because obviously, to this point, she had told us things that weren't true.
Correct. Nobody's questioning that. I mean, I think it's quite obvious and clear. But my question to you is, despite all of the techniques that you had utilized in your training, it still didn't get you any closer to the truth.
Oh, I disagree. She admitted that she had lied to us about working at Universal and the apartments, but she still maintained that she left her child with this babysitter.
This imaginary person that you could never find.
At the time, when we couldn't say for certain she was imaginary. At the time, she was saying this person existed. So we had no, although we had maybe a belief that she may not exist, perhaps the name was different, perhaps the person existed under, I didn't know. There was no way to know at that time.
Right. No argument there. Now, during the time that you were in the room with Miss Anthony, there's a point where you left.
Yes.
And, well, actually, let me backtrack for a second. You mentioned in the transcript that you had been getting all kinds of calls from Cindy Anthony.
Yes.
In fact, you said she's blowing up my phone.
Something along those lines, yes.
Okay. You don't mention anything in the transcript about George Anthony blowing up your phone, do you?
I don't believe I did, no.
Okay. And, in fact, there's no statements in this recording that George Anthony ever called you.
I don't recall it in the statement, no, not at all.
Okay. Now, as your phone is ringing like crazy, and as you're getting all kinds of calls from Cindy Anthony, at one point you leave the room to call her back, do you not?
At one point, if my memory is correct, I actually leave the room with Sergeant Allen to discuss something with him out there. In the course of the interview, the phone was going off. You could hear it on tape. My memory serves correct. One of the phone calls was from Cindy Anthony, and I would have returned that call or spoken to her because I did during that break.
And what I'm getting at is, so when you got out of the room, you actually spoke with Cindy Anthony.
Yes.
Okay. And it was at this time that you first heard the incident with the pool ladder.
Yes, I believe it was at that time where I first heard about the ladder being found down in the pool and the gate being found open sometime in June.
Okay. And now that you're armed with this information, you have the opportunity to go back in and question Casey about this pool ladder incident. Do you not?
Sure, I had the opportunity to.
And you found that information to be important, did you not?
Not necessarily. It was just another piece of information that I got from from Cindy Anthony.
Do you remember giving a deposition in this case, sir?
Yes.
I'll refer counsel to page 101, lines 16 through 18. On September 10th, 2010, you remember that deposition, sir?
Yes.
And I was present.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Drain Burdick was present,
Yes, sir.
as well as the other members of the prosecution team.
I believe so, yes.
And do you recall me asking you the question? Okay, and did you find that in reference to the ladder? Okay, and did you find that information? I'm sorry. Judge, it's the afternoon. I'll try it again. Okay, and did you find that to be important information? And do you recall giving the answer yes?
I won't doubt that, yes.
Okay. So on September 10th, 2010, of course, you found that information to be important.
Any information that we were getting was considered important. It's a level of importance. If you're suggesting that that was critical information at the time I got it from Cindy, I'm here saying it wasn't critical. It was just another piece of information. So was it information? Yes, it was.
It was important information.
Yes, any information at that time would be important.
Absolutely. And you had the opportunity to question Casey or confront her with this information, did you not?
I won't disagree. I had the opportunity to go back in and ask her about the pool.
But you did not.
No.
In fact, you'd never confronted Casey with this information about the pool.
That's correct.
And you never had the opportunity to utilize all of your skills that you've learned in interrogation and interviewing techniques to be able to use that information with Miss Anthony.
Unfortunately, after the interview at Universal, I didn't have...
Your Honor, I'm going to have to object. There's a possibility of an issue here.
You've lost me. What's your objection?
Do you want to approach?
We need to approach on that,
Okay.
if we may.
Question is withdrawn. You may ask another question.
Yes, sir. Detective Melich, a majority of the information that Casey was giving you, you were able to quickly verify that they were not true.
By the time of the Universal interview, yes, I
Like
was.
she didn't work there.
Yes.
That the last time she saw the child was June 9th. You found that out relatively quick.
It was after the Universal when we were able to download photographs, I believe, from the computer or from the camera. But it was after the Universal incident
I understand.
or interview.
But that was clearly verifiable by a videotape that it wasn't true.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't
There was a
understand.
video that was done after June 9th of Kaylee.
Yes, but I didn't come to identify that date until after her arrest.
I realize, but my question to you is that you were able to verify that.
Yes, after her arrest.
And you were able to verify by numerous other witnesses who had seen Kaylee alive after June 9th.
Yes.
As well as, of course, her employment and things like that. As well as she wasn't a student at Valencia.
That was much further down the road. We determined she said she was, and we confirmed that she had never attended Valencia.
And if I can have just one moment, Judge.
You may.
Did there come? I know that during direct examination, there was some discussion about cell phones. You were able to collect Casey's cell phone, correct?
Yes, I did.
And she volunteered her computer
Yes.
in the interview. You didn't have to get a search warrant for her computer.
I can't recall if we ended up getting one or not. I don't believe we did, so no.
You may have, but she volunteered in the interview to get her computer. You could have her computer, right?
If I recall, that was during the time that I was outside the room. I believe she may mention that when I came back in, so yes, I won't disagree.
And you collect certain items from Cindy Anthony that you went over during direct examination,
Yes, again, all this is after her arrest.
and including a hairbrush, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever obtain any information that the hairbrush that was given to you by Cindy Anthony may not have been Kaylee's?
Your Honor, I'm going to object, and the response is based on hearsay.
Sustained.
Were there ever any issues as to the authenticity of Kaylee's hairbrush that was given to you?
Your Honor, again, same objection. His response would be based on hearsay information.
Sustained
not
unless there's a proper foundation established.
That hairbrush was subsequently tested for mitochondrial DNA, was it not?
Yes, all the items collected.
And you sent that and you received results from that, correct?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. This is all
Sustained.
hearsay.
I don't believe I have any further questions.
Thank you. Redirect.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Melich, did Cindy Anthony give you a specific date as to when this pool ladder situation occurred?
To the best of my recollection, no, aside from it sometime in June. That's the best I can recall. Perhaps early June.
Were you in the interview when John Allen suggested a pool accident to Miss Anthony?
Yes, among other options and scenarios, yes.
All right. At any point in time after the conclusion of the interview, did Ms. Anthony adopt that there was an accident in the pool?
I know that after the arrest, there were a lot of theories floating around
No.
by people.
Detective Malich, if I may. My question is, after that tape is turned off, after Detective Allen suggested the possibility of an accident happening to Kaylee, Ms. Anthony does not adopt that during the interview, correct?
No.
After the tape is turned off and you are in Ms. Anthony's company, at any point in time, does she adopt anything other than that her daughter was kidnapped by Zenaida Gonzalez?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Recross as to those issues and those issues alone.
This scenario that Detective Allen mentioned also included mothers whose boyfriends beat their kids to death.
I'll agree without having the transcript in front of me. I'll take your word as to what is being said on the transcript. I won't disagree.
And mothers who roll over their babies.
Correct.
And people who have done horrible, unspeakable things to children.
Yes, it included all these.
And she certainly didn't adopt that, did she, sir?
No, sir.
Thank you.
May the witness be excused.
He may. Subject to recall, of course.
Detective, you're hereby excused, subject to recall. Thank you, sir. You may. Okay, the state may call its next witness.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to offer stipulations to the court relative to some evidence items, specifically MX, MY, NZ, NA, NB, NC, ND for identification.
Okay. What says the defense?
Simply just renewing all previous motions and objections, Judge.
Okay.
However, the stipulation as to authenticity is correct.
Noting previous objections, they will be received in evidence as states numbered.
And next will become state 67, and Y will become state 68, and Z will become state 69, NA will become state 70, and B will become state 71, and C will become state 72, and D will become state 73.
Okay, which one are you going to use now?
Your Honor, it is our intent to go in chronological order, which is the same as numerical order, advising the court that the total time for these is somewhere between 4 and 5 hours.
I take it the first one that you're showing is the one involving Lee Anthony?
Correct. 67 in evidence on July 25th.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I will read you the following stipulation. Lee Anthony attended a video recorded visitation with Casey Anthony at the Orange County Jail on July 25, 2008 at 1200 hours. The video recorded is a true and accurate representation of the visitation. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in your deliberations.
Permission to publish
You may publish,
the item in evidence.
and that is what number? Okay, you may publish Exhibit 67.
Hold on one second. Hey, can I get this turned up a little bit? Come on. I can't really hear you.
Okay, I can try to speak up a little bit.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. How are you?
Oh man, I don't want to start crying.
Yeah, I don't either. Let me just kind of give you a heads up. To my knowledge, we can have about I don't know if you know how all this works, but we
No.
can have about an hour together.
Okay.
Mom and Dad are scheduled at 1 to come in and see you too.
Okay.
I had to set this up through the deputies at Orange County because Baez couldn't do it for us, or at least he claimed, and we were having a tough time doing it for us.
Yeah, that's what he told me the other night.
So we still have visitation set up for Monday also. But,
Okay.
I just wanted to give you the heads up. First, I'm sure you know, or I'm sure you've been told by Jose, everything that goes on inside the jail, including this, is recorded, and anybody can, listen or hear, including the deputies, including Jose, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay. However, there's one thing that nobody can monitor, and that is if you're able to write a letter.
Okay.
Now, how the letters work, there is a mail system inside the courtroom,
Mhm.
and if the letter is delivered to and from the mail system, that is not monitored. If you give a letter to Jose or to anybody else, of course they may end up reading that.
Yeah.
So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to be writing you a letter as soon as I can to get it to you, to give you that line of communication. So if you didn't feel comfortable saying something when you knew you were being recorded and monitored, that you can get that, to me that way.
Okay.
Do you have access to paper and a pen?
I can get access to that. That's not a problem.
Okay, that's the first I want to do. So I guess I just wanted to drop you some knowledge first. I think is the best thing that we should go over.
Yeah, definitely.
You already know that about how you can reach out now if you didn't know that already. Here's what I wanted to go over with you, make sure that you're aware. Obviously, Jose works for you. Okay? Anything that you say to Jose is supposed to be attorney-client privilege. It's supposed to be in confidence.
Yeah.
How that works is, even if you ask him to reach out to the family, if you ask him to reach out to law enforcement, if you give him a letter and ask him to do it, he is not obligated to do that. He will make a decision if it's in his or your best interest.
Yeah.
The key is his best interest too. At this moment, I really don't have anything against him, but I want to make sure that you realize that if you try to reach out, he may not be giving us this information. Okay?
Yeah, I understand that.
He's told us that, his number one focus is you, and that his secondary focus is Kaylee. The truth is, because it's a business.
Yeah.
The truth is, the most important thing for him, his first focus is himself, then you, then Kaylee.
Hey, hold on one second. Can we turn this up a little bit? Yes. Thank you. Alright, at least this way I won't have to strain my head to try to hear you in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, keep going. You're fine.
I cannot speak to anybody else's focus other than what they've told me. What I can do is speak to my own focus.
Yeah.
What I can tell you is my number one focus is on Kaylee.
Yeah.
My second focus is you.
Yeah.
My third is Mom. Then Dad. Then me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to make it, and I don't give a shit about Baez. I don't give a shit about the police. I don't give a shit about anything else. Those are my priorities.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
I need you to tell me if my focus should be anything different than that. If anybody's priorities should be in a different order, or if I should have anybody else in there at all.
No, I think your priorities are where they should be, and that's exactly where mine are. So, honestly, I'll sit here as long as I have to. My only concern is Kaylee.
Okay. Well, and that's what I want to go over. I'm sorry, I wrote a lot of this down because there's some stuff that I wanted to make sure that you are aware of before we really started getting into anything.
Yeah.
Just so you could feel comfortable in the way that you're answering, so that you know if you don't feel comfortable answering, that there may be a way that you can reach out to where you would feel comfortable being a letter or something like that, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The police are only going to go off of whatever information gets to them.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that they have been reaching out to Mr. Baez.
Mm-hmm.
They have not reached out to Mr. Baez on a phone call since the 16th when you were put under arrest.
Mm-hmm.
They left 2 messages for Jose. Jose has never, I've seen the phone records, he has never returned a phone call to the police department. Now, he has written a letter, faxed a letter over to them that's saying that you're willing to cooperate and things like that. When they have reached out to him since then, he has either not returned the phone call or he has, and I mean, I've got the correspondence. I saw this yesterday, and I'm not trying to knock, to knock what he's doing or anything like that. But I just want to make you aware of exactly what I've been able to, confirm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even going to get into the bond stuff right now. I know
he's
probably talking to you. I'm just going to leave it at that. Hold on, I just want to read through and make sure that I'm hitting all this first. Okay. How did Jose become your attorney?
It just kind of happened at random in booking. I heard a couple people talking about attorneys, things like that, and they just flat out asked me if I had anyone yet, and I said no. And his name came up, and I was like, well, if he's good, can you do me a favor and pass my name along? So he came and saw me the next day. It was like immediately right after I saw the judge. So
it was just, was it an inmate? Was it a corrections officer?
It was an inmate, and there was 3 other people that confirmed it. So
okay, so that's kind of how that happened. That makes sense then, because from what I could find out, I didn't think he was court appointed. So that's what I
no.
was. Okay. What's your honest assessment? How do you feel? I mean, and remember, everybody else can watch this, so feel free to answer however you want to answer. But what's your honest assessment?
I think he's doing whatever by any means necessary to get things done quickly as far as bond is concerned. I know I am his priority. I would like Kaylee to be his focus as well, but I know that I am his client, and his concern is getting me out so I can help Kaylee. That's something that we've talked about every single time we've met.
Now, understand, any of us are going to say that we do feel it would be in your best interest to be able to get out to help us find Kaylee.
Of course.
However, I know that especially now that you know that you can write a letter to me or to whomever, that it's just like if you were out and you were able to talk to us when no one else was around.
Yeah. Excuse me.
There are ways, even if you're still in fear, that we can still effectively search for Kaylee, no matter how comfortable or confident you feel in Jose or the police or anything.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I want to make sure that you are aware of that. Do you want to talk to law enforcement?
Yes and no. I mean, I know that I'm their, quote, person of interest, so things that I've told them before, they've looked at me like I'm feeding them a bunch of bullshit. So in a lot of ways, I'd rather things come from either you guys, my primary, my family, or my almost tied primary at this point, because Jose's been my one outlet.
Right.
So it's going to have to come from one of those avenues.
Right. Now that you know you have another outlet to the family,
Mm-hmm.
I encourage you to just realize, and again, you probably know Jose a little better than me at this point, even though I have talked to him on almost a daily basis. But, that, again, I can only speak for myself on my intention, and I know you know my intention.
Yeah.
So,
We'd like to enter an objection.
the reason why
Request a sidebar.
No, sir. It's untimely. Continue.
the thing about the police, when you gave your statement about, dropping Kaylee off with the nanny on the 9th,
Mm-hmm.
we know that's incorrect, that it was actually on the 16th.
Yeah,
So,
I know that.
Or, at a time after Father's Day. Did you know that before?
I've had a lot of time to think about it, and yeah, trust me, it came to mind.
Right, and that's what I figured. I figured you knew it after you gave your statement, and that you haven't been able to reach out to law enforcement since you made your statement to correct any mistakes like that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So, wouldn't you agree that it would be in your best interest and Kaylee's best interest to be able to give the police the accurate information so they can do their job? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, they've misconstrued things that I've said, put words in my mouth, said that there were things that I had specifically said that I never said. So I would rather do that in the form of a letter to the detectives themselves, specifically. So they have that written proof. There's no saying that I said anything, whatever. I'm not going to deal with that anymore.
This is my suggestion to you, because remember, if you write a letter to the detectives and you go through Jose for this, he could decide
not to give it to them.
Exactly. This is my suggestion to you. Write it to them directly through the jail system letter, just like you would write Mom or I or anybody else a letter.
Mm-hmm.
Send us and Jose a copy.
Yeah.
But again, do all this on your own without anybody else being made aware. That way, Jose can't choose to only give them one page of it.
Exactly.
Alter it. We can't change it or alter it. You know what I mean? It's going to be obvious that it came from you, just like you were saying. And now that we have documented proof also, copies.
There's no way to misconstrue anything.
Exactly. This is that's Casey's the best way to get that information out there.
Oh, I completely agree with you.
Okay, and that's what we need to be able to do, is keep the line of communication open. So, because right now, here's the problem, and it's not your fault that the information that they are going off of is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing my own research. I've been talking to some of your old coworkers at Kodak and Color Vision. I have the timeline. I know that there's a Jeff Hopkins. I know that there's a Juliet. I've been able to go through and confirm all of these things, and I've given this information to detectives actually just last night.
Okay.
They're extremely interested and they're following up on it tomorrow, but my point was, because they didn't know where to look, they were looking at people that were actual Universal employees. That's why they just assumed everything was a lie.
Exactly, when I had specifically even told them not to. But again, everything that I had given them, they went off of their own assumptions on things from the very beginning.
So what we need to be able to do in order to help this move forward the way that it needs to move forward is we need to figure out the best way to constructively get them the accurate information, whether that's you writing them a letter yourself or you providing the information through a letter or through a video to me or Mom or Dad or whomever.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, if you do it through Jose, he may or may not want to do it. But understand, if you write something to me in a letter, Casey, I'm not sharing it with anybody. I'm the only person
I know.
that's going to read it. And if there's anything that you do not want me to relay, for
I'll
any
be very
reason,
specific. I know.
I'm not going to do it. Okay?
I know.
And I know that you do, but I need you to trust me on that. Okay?
I definitely do.
Okay. I want to just kind of run through everything with you and whatever you feel comfortable, going through, but I'm going to ask you some stuff, and I know that you may or may not give me, an answer, or give me, an answer this way, and that's fine. I just want to give you the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
Feel free, if you feel more comfortable not saying something, but maybe giving me a signal, I'll do that, okay?
Yeah.
What I need to know is, I need to know who I can trust out here, okay? I'm just going to say some names, give you the opportunity to respond if you want.
Yeah.
What I wrote down to what I thought the best way is, if I can trust him, don't say anything. if I either can't trust them or you want me to look into something myself, tip me off somehow, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to start. Annie.
Don't even bother.
No, well, you're going to understand my rhyme or reason by
Yeah.
asking the people and the order in which I'm asking, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So, Annie.
No.
Melina. Amy.
Most definitely.
Ricardo.
I don't know.
Tony.
I'd like to say yes, but I'm kind of on the fence about that one as well, unfortunately.
Jesse.
No.
Mom.
Most definitely. You can.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that I'm clear on these answers that I have. Shaking your head for Amy and Melina. I can trust them.
And for Annie and Melina, don't even bother. Don't waste your time. I'm going to be flat out honest and just tell you either way.
Okay. Amy, I can trust
Yes.
her.
Yes.
I don't need to take anything that she says with a grain of salt or look into her or...
Not at all.
whatever.
She is one of the most genuine people.
This is the line of questioning that I'm asking you for. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to figure out. Sorry if I was wrong.
No, it's okay.
So Ricardo.
I wouldn't worry about it. I don't know what he would know, if anything of any significance. That one is up to you.
Okay.
Tony, again, I'm on the fence about. Use your discretion.
Okay, I appreciate that. Jesse.
No.
No, as in I don't need to listen.
No, as in with things that he said, I would investigate it further, but he's not someone that I personally trust at the moment.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to find out. So
Yeah.
So you're saying yes, I should trust them, or no, I shouldn't.
Or no, you shouldn't. Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. Mom.
Most definitely.
Dad.
Again, same.
As in most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan.
Yes.
Will.
I haven't known him very long. I met him on the 4th of July, so no.
No, you don't trust him.
He's not someone that I know very well, so no.
Any other people, and I don't have all their names, any other people associated with using you?
No, not that I can think of. But they've all just been people that I've known on like that professional basis, if you can even call it that. It hasn't been anything of any real significance.
Okay. Is there anybody that you don't trust that you want me to be looking into?
Honestly, at the moment, I don't know. I can't think of anyone.
Okay. As of this second, who I'm going to be keeping my friends close, my enemies closer,
Yeah.
is Jesse, Tony, possibly Will. I'm going to try to talk to him.
He's friends with Amy, so you can talk to Amy, actually, and probably get more information about him.
Will do. And possibly Ricardo.
Hmm.
Anybody else that I should look into at all? A friend through any means. I mean, you can even give me a MySpace name or something that I could figure out on my own, or a portion of a phone number or anything. I mean, feel free to give me the info in any way that you know how. If you don't know, that's okay.
I don't know of anything at the moment.
Okay. So that's good. That's the direction I wanted, and frankly, that's where I'm going, where I have been going. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on the course that I'm staying on. Let's see. Where should I, as far as any areas or places,
Hmm.
where should I focus a search or tips or reaching out to people?
Check things locally, Lee, in all honesty. Places that are familiar to us, to our family. Ask Mom specific places that I've mentioned when her and I spoke over the last period of time, over the last few weeks. She should remember specific places.
Would you feel comfortable me? I've some written down. Would you feel comfortable tipping me off to those places now, or would you prefer that I just go through Mom?
Try and go through Mom. If you need
Okay.
more, if you need something more concrete, more specific, I can try to give you that.
Okay. Okay. And you want me to get familiar situations just with places or with people also?
More or less with places. I don't know
Okay.
of people at this point. I have no idea. Again, this is really the first outside connection I've had besides one visit yesterday from someone I haven't seen in 4 years, at least.
What is that?
His name is Patrick Bourgeois. He was a friend from high school.
Yeah, Patrick's been reaching out to me via email.
He's someone that you should definitely talk to. His exact words to me, I have a friend on the outside. He has a whole group of people that he listed off to me that are still friends, people that we can trust.
Okay,
So you can-
someone that I can definitely trust.
I would definitely talk to him. I mean, I don't know the kid all that well outside of high school. But again, with him being the first person that even made an attempt to come and talk to me, that meant an awful lot.
Well, I can tell you, we tried to make an attempt through the police department on the 16th.
Hmm.
We tried to make an attempt through Jose Baez on the 18th.
Yeah.
Dad tried to call on Saturday and on Sunday.
Hmm.
Either the line was busy or we were told that we were not able to set anything up at that point.
Uh-huh.
My dad was on hold on yesterday all day, either on hold or the line was busy. Mom called yesterday, and it was on either hold or busy. We were instructed on the 16th by not
Uh-huh.
only Jose, but also by the police department that we would not be able to see or talk to you until 7 days after your arraignment, and that we could not set anything up prior to then. That is what we were told by both of them.
Did they have any specifics as of why? I mean, I know that you have been, held back from coming and seeing me. I was even told that by Jose.
We were instructed that this was the court system and that's the process.
That's bullshit. Because it's not. No. I'm just putting it right flat out for you.
I just figured that out, and that's the main reason why I want you to be able to know that stuff that doesn't get to us. It doesn't get to, from either through Jose or through the police or through whomever.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's not accurate. And people can have their own agenda. Okay?
Oh, Lee, I've known that since my first court meeting. It was fabricated that I even said anything to any officers. I didn't speak to any officers that first morning that I was here. So the restrictions that I've been under for the last week have all been fabricated. It's all been bullshit.
Okay.
The police's exact words to me. I'm going to tell you all of this because I want them to hear me say this.
Good.
When Melick read me my rights in front of the other two detectives, flat out said, I'm going to hold you there as long as I can. There's going to be no bond. Period.
I do know that. He conveyed that very honestly and upfront to us, too. He did convey that to us.
Oh, he made sure that he didn't add that in any part of his testimony the other day.
Right.
So
He was instructed by, obviously we've had a line of communication with Jose.
Mm-hmm.
The police have a line of communication open with the DA, state, whatever you classify.
with the State Department, yeah.
Right. So it's the same thing. They prep their witnesses,
Yeah.
just like Jose preps mom and dad or whomever else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the way that it works.
Yeah.
So, frankly, I knew
Mm-hmm.
exactly how that bond hearing was going to go down.
Yeah, I had my feelings going into it, so.
I never had any thought that it was going to go down any way other than it did. And we had been instructed every day, because we asked every day after we dropped to Casey, have you ever gotten a letter that we've written to you?
No, I've gotten 2 letters. One was from the Dr. Phil show. The other was from another attorney that was postdated the 17th.
You've never gotten a letter from Mom?
I haven't gotten a letter from anyone except those 2.
You've never gotten a letter from Annie?
No. I haven't gotten a letter from anyone, Lee.
We have written you since the 16th, Casey.
And I've been getting things that were dated 3 days ago.
We've been giving these to Jose. Okay? So I need you to understand
Yeah.
that he is reading these, and for whether he's reading them or not, because
And for what it's worth, I'm not getting anything.
He's not giving them to you. So you have to realize that, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to,
Oh, I know.
I'm just trying to make sure that you are informed of exactly what's going on, because none of us, I have no reason to say anything incorrect, okay? Now understand your rights in this, okay?
Yeah.
Because of your age and you being an adult, we as the family members, we do not have any say on your representation. We do not have any say in anything that's going on. You do.
Yeah.
If at any point you want to change jockeys in this horse race, you can do it. Okay?
Yeah.
All you need to do, it's as simple as you reaching out to somebody in the corrections department, anybody in the corrections department, to Jose, to whomever, and make it known of what you want to do, okay?
Yeah.
What my worry is, and again, all I have to go off of is what I'm being told by Jose and what I'm being told from the police department. And I know they are holding information back for their own means.
Yeah.
I know this. You and I, and all of us, we have to use them as resources.
Mm-hmm.
If they are not effective resources for us,
We need to find other means.
Right. This is something that I've learned from Josh Duckett, who is the father of Trenton Duckett that has been missing for 2 years.
Yeah, I heard that he contacted Mom.
He's contacted all of us. I've been
Yeah.
talking to him on almost a daily basis, Casey. While he's got his own demons and I'm not really outside of all this, what I've learned from him are how to manipulate the media, how to manipulate law enforcement, and how to manipulate attorneys the way that we need to do this. and his sole purpose is finding Kaylee.
Good.
He has strictly told me, I don't give a shit about me. He says that he doesn't give a shit about me. He doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't give a shit about Casey or mom or dad or anybody. All he cares about is Kaylee. Because he's right. Once everything behind Kaylee is finished and done, all these other things will work themselves out.
Oh, of course.
So that's what we've been going through, is how can we effectively, do that.
Yeah, I've even said from day one, putting my crap out within the media and everything, honestly, that's being said is complete garbage.
Right.
The focus isn't on Kaylee, and that's where it should be. That's my only concern.
Right. Understand that, because right now the only way that we can get information out to the media is through Jose. Now that you and I have a form, or that anybody has a form, whether you want to say it here or you want to say it in a letter, if you want me or mom or anybody to go out through the media, I'm in front of the media, I'm getting phone calls from the media 10 minutes in every hour of every day.
Yeah.
I can do whatever you need me to do, okay? If there's things that need to be corrected, if there's things that you want to make known, or that you want me to hold back.
Yeah.
Again, you already know this isn't the way to hold something back. But if you want something known or corrected, or if you want your voice heard, tell me. Or somehow get that to us, and we will do that, okay?
Yeah.
Before we get into anything else, there's a few other things that I wanted to go through with you, and I'm sorry this seems
No,
like
go ahead.
questions, but
It needs to be done, Lee.
understand my rhyme or reason behind
Absolutely.
because we only have an hour.
Yeah.
I've already asked you who I can trust, and what I'm taking out of that is these are the people that I need to keep close with me, because maybe I'll find something out. And I've already asked you places where I should focus, and I've already talked to mom, and I already know, and I'm not going to go through them and laundry list them out now like the others.
Yeah.
If you want me to do that later, tell me. Are there any places or clues out there that I can look? I'm going to list some things out. MySpace.
I don't know. Possibly.
Facebook.
Again, possibly.
Photo bucket.
No.
Your phone records. As in your
My-
telephone records.
As in my telephone records, that's your best bet for anything.
Do you have a bank account?
I just opened up a brand new account, which mom, if
Comfortable telling me where?
it's at Wachovia, I already told mom that. I know that any mail that comes to the house, as soon as there's access, I want mom to be able to go and do that. She has power of attorney, Lee.
I understand that, but you understand, power of attorney doesn't mean anything when you're incarcerated. How power of attorney works, that means if something happens to you, as in you being deceased, or you being locked up. When locked up, right? You are not locked up right now. Let's be
No.
very clear. You're arrested. You're not charged until
Oh, I know.
you're incarcerated in jail with charges on you.
Yeah.
Power of attorney does not mean anything. So
Yeah.
mom cannot get this information willingly or by her own means. So when we're asking you for passwords or we're asking you for information, it's because honestly we can't find this out on our own.
Yeah, understandably.
So just keep that in mind. If there's something that you need to communicate, to us. The purposes of this Wachovia account. I'm getting off track real fast. I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Should I look into bank or credit card records of mom or friends or anything else that you may have either borrowed or used money from?
No.
That wouldn't point me in any right direction.
No.
Okay. any clues or anything that I should focus on at the house? Mom's house, your house.
Outside of maybe stuff on the computer, nothing I can think of.
On the computer, because this was something that I was going to get to. How about the laptop that you were using, Mom's computer? Should
Yeah.
I focus on that one?
I don't think there's anything on there.
Should I focus on the family computer?
Check the family computer. Check the discs of pictures that we have. There may be a picture that may help with something. I don't know. I mean, there's probably 30 pictures, CDs of pictures that I made for Mom.
I've seen them.
You've gone through all of them.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in particular that stands out that you want me
Not
to
one
look
that
at?
not one that stands out particularly, but I would check them because there could be something.
Would it benefit me to, if I had the password and I don't, for the your version of the desktop?
I'll give it to you right now.
Can I have that?
Yeah.
What is the password?
RICO 234.
I have tried that, Casey. It does not work.
That was the password that I used at the house.
RICO. Does any of those letters have to be?
Nothing's capitalized. No.
Any spaces?
No spaces. And it's the letter O, not a 0.
I tried this, Casey. It does not work. I'm telling you that I tried this.
That's the password that I used before I left the house. That last time before I left the house, that is the password that I used.
Okay.
Who else has been on the computer? That's my question to you. You don't have to answer that.
Computer.
Well, that's the password that I used the last time I logged in on that computer, which was the day that I left.
Okay.
Mom was there when I did it.
What is for specifically the Kaylee is missing MySpace page?
Mm-hmm.
What is the login email and the password?
The login email is Casey Marie, CASEYO, the letter O, MARIE, @yahoo.com.
Password for that one?
Kays, CAYS 234.
Okay. Getting back to where I should look for clues.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom's house, you specifically mentioned the computer. I've got what I need for the computer. Ricardo's house.
There's nothing there.
Tony's house.
Outside of maybe my blow dryer and my straightener, maybe a couple shirts, there's nothing there.
Jesse's house.
I haven't been to Jesse's house. You mean his parents' house or his apartment? His apartment, he moved everything out.
Either one.
Neither.
So I know you've been there. So at least
Yeah.
Okay.
I had been to his apartment a couple times this year. His parents' house, 2006.
Okay. Fusion.
No.
Your text message records.
I know there's numbers, but outside of that, I mean, I know it doesn't show specific messages. I don't know if you can go back and see what specific messages were. I don't know if there's a way of doing that.
Right.
Quite possibly, yes. Because that's been my main form of communication with everyone.
Did you really have a different phone?
There was really a different phone. I don't know where it is. And that's something that worries me because there are 4 specific... Oh my god, it cut off. Okay, bring it back.
Casey, you still there?
Yeah, did you get the message that I got? Yeah, we have 5 minutes.
No, I did. I saw the 5-minute thing, but it had cut off. So,
Yeah.
Sorry. Back to the. Sorry, I completely
No, it's
lost
okay.
the place where we were.
Outside, there's 4 numbers specifically. If we could recover that phone. It was Jeff's, the last number that I had. It was,
Would it have been a 904 area code?
yeah, it would have been a Jacksonville
Do
number.
you remember any numbers out of that? Because I have all the phone numbers from your phone.
You have all of the phone numbers from the phone that I have currently.
I have the phone records, Casey.
Oh, shit.
I need to know what I'm looking for.
It's a
Anything
90
you can help me with.
It's a 904 number, that's all I
There's
know.
like 4 904 numbers in your phone. If you remember any other numbers that I should look for, any combination of the numbers, let me know. Or,
Okay.
how about this? Do you remember a day or a time when you may have talked to that person?
Not specifically, because we talked very vaguely over the last couple months.
And would it have been quick phone calls or guys in 1 or 2 minutes, or would it have been 10 to 15 minutes?
It depended on the daily.
Times 2. Okay, that's fine. I'm just, you know what I'm going for, okay?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Is there any clues as it relates to anything, email correspondence that you may have?
No.
Your passwords? Any meaning behind the passwords that would be clues to any of this?
Yes.
Does that include the MySpace sign-in passwords as well as the computer passwords?
The computer passwords, no. MySpace and Facebook, yes.
All right, so there is meaning behind those.
Yes.
I'll let you elaborate if you want to. If not, I can move on. It's okay.
Move on to something else. We'll cover that by other means.
Okay. How about your tattoo?
That's Kaylee related.
I know it is,
Hmm.
but I'll leave it up to you if there's anything, any clue in that.
No, there's not.
Okay, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Okay. I know we got 5 minutes. Tell me whatever you think that I need to know, or whatever you want me to get out there.
If you can speak to the media directly yourself, coming from me, my concern is Kaylee. That's all I want.
Yes.
No one has once said anything for me, voiced that I love my daughter, that I want her safety, and that she and the rest of our family is my only concern.
I'm writing this down. It's literally going to be a quote.
All I want is to see her again. To hear her laugh, to see her smile, and to just be with our family. Nothing else matters to me at this point.
Understand that we all feel that way. Every one of us, okay?
But again, they've been hearing that from you, from her uncle, from her grandparents, not from her mother.
We got 1 minute, Case.
I know.
Anything specific that I should be looking into? Any tip, anything that you can give me?
You have everything that I feel comfortable giving at the moment,
That's fine.
besides finding another means to get it to you, yes.
Did Juliet Lewis work with you? Was that the Juliet that Heather knows that worked at Kodak and Color Vision?
She could know her. I don't know if Heather knows her or not. That's a possibility.
Juliet that you were friends with, so I was curious if that would have been the same Juliet.
Look into that. It could be.
Okay.
There's a stipulation as it relates to the next video, too. I wanted to advise the court that the audio does not start until 11 minutes and 30 seconds, and with the court's permission, we will forward to that point.
How long is the next video?
We can tell you in a moment. 36 minutes and 40 seconds for part one.
Okay, this would be a good time to take a research special one also. Is 15 minutes sufficient time to take the special one also? Okay. Then we'll take a recess until 5 minutes to the hour of 3. Please remember all my previous admonitions. All right, let's return to jury. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, did you heed my previous admonitions? Okay, the state may proceed.
Permission to publish 68 in evidence.
Okay, is 68 the visitation of George and Cindy Anthony?
On July 25th, and there are 2 in sequence.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me read you the following stipulation. George and Cindy Anthony attended a video-recorded visitation with Casey Anthony at the Orange County Jail on July 25, 2008 at 1300 hours. The video recording is a true and accurate representation of the visitation. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in its deliberations. The second stipulation is as follows. George and Cindy Anthony attended a video-recorded visitation with Casey Anthony at the Orange County Jail on July 25, 2008 at 1400 hours. The video recording is a true and accurate representation of the visitation. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in your deliberations. You may proceed to publish the exhibit.
Thank you. Anybody from the
Hi.
Hi, sweetie. We've been watching you for so long.
You haven't?
I love you.
I love you too. Hi.
We've been seeing you sitting down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was talking with one of the doctors.
We forgive anything that you've said
Oh.
or done.
Hold on. Can we turn the volume down? Yeah, you can probably hear it. My head's gonna explode. I haven't said anything. Don't worry.
It is kind of loud.
Yeah. Okay. Is that better?
Casey,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Turn it just a little bit more. Yeah. Okay,
That's good, honey.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just talked to Lee.
I know. He told us.
Yeah, we got cut off within our last minute, but we at least got a chance to cover a lot of stuff in our hour, so.
It's good.
What's that T-shirt? I didn't get a chance to ask him, other things
Kaylee's
besides.
picture's on the back.
Is it? Can Dad
Yes.
show me the shirt?
Yeah, turn around so she can see. It's the Never Lose Hope Foundation. Do you see it?
I can see
Your
part
picture?
of it, yeah.
Have you seen me? And then it has the information on how to contact.
Okay.
Casey, you don't realize the whole United States is looking for our Kaylee.
I know that, Mom.
Her cover's going to be on People magazine in a few days.
Okay.
Everybody is looking for her.
Good.
Everybody is looking for her. Are we going to be able to find her, do you think?
I hope we can, Mom. Now, I didn't get a chance to ask Lee.
Can you look up a little bit more? Raise your eyes up a little bit. There you
I
go.
want-
So
actually-
now, look straight up so I can look into your eyes, darling. Thank you. I need to do that. It's okay to cry, Casey. It's all right, love. We've all been crying. Casey, I want to ask you just a couple questions.
Good.
I know the pictures with Kaylee in Zanny's apartment. Is Zanny's apartment the ones with the drums?
She had a drum set, yes.
The one in the picture.
I think there were even other pictures. I told Lee to look through everything.
Okay, is that Zanny's apartment? Because I know whose apartment it is. Is it Zanny's apartment?
That exact apartment, no, that was Ricardo's apartment. It was set up a lot like Zanny's apartment.
Okay. Do we have any pictures of Sandy's
Mom,
apartment?
Ali and I already talked about this. I don't
Okay,
know. It could
all right.
be on the disc at home. I don't know.
What is your? I can't get into your.
I gave Lee everything already. I
All
gave
right.
Lee all of the passwords, everything we could possibly
'Cause I
think
wanna
of
get-
all over again.
I want to get some video clips off Kaylee because the video clip with Grandpa is really helping people. Still pictures don't show
No, they
her
don't show her
justice.
personality.
right, and we need to show her personality. So I need to make sure we get that password.
Yeah. I gave Lee the password.
Please look up, sweetheart. I need to see your eyes.
I want to be able to look at you guys too. I can't look at you and look at the camera.
Well, you don't have to look at the camera. Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Okay.
You're sitting very low.
I know.
Your head's about this much in the TV.
Okay. Do you think Sandy's acting by herself, or does she have help?
I don't know, Mom. I haven't been able to talk to anybody. I don't know. I'm hoping that if there's people involved, there's as many people that are dumb enough to open their mouths and say something as possible. But Mom, I have nothing to go off of at the moment. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Jose and I go over this every time we talk, and things that Lee told me today I'm extremely aggravated about because I haven't gotten a single letter. Nothing that you've given him has gotten back to me.
I've only given him my letter. I don't think I've given him Annie's letter yet.
Well, I got 2 letters that were sent directly to the jail, but
Okay,
nothing
now-
that's been given to him has
Well,
been given to me.
Well, he can't hand anything to you. Did you read
He can
anything
at
in my
least-
writing?
I read the one little note, yes, but Lee said that he's written letters and
Okay.
he's written other stuff.
Okay, well, then the one little note that I wrote,
He
then
did
you
show
did
me.
get it. Okay, that's
Okay.
the only note that I've given. So don't
Well,
lose total
according to
faith.
Lee, I'm not losing faith. I'm just going to have a lot of questions for him when I see him hopefully
That's
later
fine.
today.
You want to have questions for him.
I have a lot of questions, and I'm going to ask you something that he told me. I guess there was
Okay.
a lady that came forward on the news. Her and her son were at the airport, said that they saw Kaylee, spoke to Kaylee.
Right, and she said her name was Kaylee Marie Anthony.
Do you have any more information on that?
Yes. But again, the sheriff's department's telling us they're fully investigating that.
Well, I want someone outside of the sheriff's department looking into these things. I mean, I want Lee to look into stuff. I want you guys to look into stuff. I want Jose to look into stuff. I don't
Well,
just want...
we're trying to request those videotapes from the Orlando airport.
Okay.
I was with Jose today when he requested that.
Okay. Have you spoken to her yourself?
Oh, she contacted me. She calls
Okay.
me every day, 3 or 4 times a day.
Okay, good. Well, that's what I wanted to know. I don't want just one person running errands for me, someone that I have no contact with. And
Does
even
Charlotte sound like a potential place to look?
you can look in Charlotte. I know Zanny's had roots in North Carolina. I know
And
that she's
definitely Miami.
definitely Miami and New York.
Do you know is her mother's name Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez as well?
No, her mother's Gloria.
Is her mother, what age is her mother? She
Between
older?
yours and she's between your age and Dad's age, so she's
About
in her 50s.
55?
Roughly, yes.
Have you ever heard her sister's name? Not Zanny's sister, her mom's sister's name, Zanny's aunt's name.
No.
Is it possible that she could be staying with her Zanny's mom could be staying with Zanny's aunt in Miami?
It's a possibility. I don't know where exactly they are in Miami or who they're staying with, but it's a possibility.
Does
All I know is-
Josephina sound familiar to you? Josephina?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna
Are they
let-
going to... Oh,
Go ahead, honey. No, go ahead, ask.
I was just going to ask if they were going to let us have an extra almost 15 minutes since we didn't get...
Probably not. We'll have to ask to start over. I don't know if they'll allow us or not.
Okay.
Oh,
Are they?
Okay, that's what he said. Okay. Okay. All right. Do you want to speak to your father now?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, gorgeous, how you doing?
I look like hell.
Well, you know something? You really need to keep your spirit high for all this.
I haven't been crying while I've been in here.
Well,
I've been
you know
trying to
something?
read books and do other things to keep my mind off of stuff.
Well, you know, I want to be able to reach out and hug you and give you the big Papa Joe hug. But you know, we got to get that little girl back any way we can, and we're
Dad,
doing everything we can.
My only concern. I gave Lee a statement. I want him to speak to whoever in the media, give them a statement specifically from me. He's going to give them an exact quote. She's my only concern. Next to Kaylee, it's you guys. That's my only concern.
Can I ask you something? Is there any particular city that you took Kaylee to at all? Any particular friend?
I haven't. No.
It's
Honestly,
been mostly just local?
It's been local. It's all been local. The last time I was in Jacksonville was in March. I haven't left the city.
Well, you know,
Sorry,
everyone is
I've been
doing...
going to Cocoa Beach one time back in maybe May. I know
Well,
everyone's looking. I'm
yeah,
getting updates from Jose or from an occasional officer in here will give me just a little bit of the media that they've stomached watching.
Well, have you had a chance to read a paper or see the news?
I'm staying away from the TVs. They don't even have the TV on in here for news purposes. I haven't seen the paper or anything like that.
Okay, Mom wants to talk to you in a second.
Oh, God.
Listen, I'm in front of the cameras all the time. What message do you want me to give to Zanny and to Kaylee? What do you want me to tell Zanny?
That she needs to return Kaylee. I
What do you
forgive
think
her.
her reasons are?
Mom, I don't know.
Okay.
I forgive her. My only concern is that Kaylee comes back to us and she's smiling and she's happy and that she's okay.
Okay. What do you want me to tell Kaylee?
That Mommy loves her very much. And she's the most important thing in this entire world to me. And to be brave.
Shh, hold on. Anything else?
Just that I love her. I truly, truly love that little girl and miss her so much. God, and I miss you guys.
I know, honey, we miss you too.
I know Lee's priority list, we went through things, and I know Kaylee's at the top of everybody's priority list. I'm the last on mine right now.
I know you are. I know you're the last on your list.
I'll sit
because
here
you're
as
just
long
like
as
me.
I have to. I don't
I
care.
know. Are you protecting Kaylee? Are you protecting me? Are you protecting who? I know
Lee and
you're
I've-
protecting.
Lee and I have made an agreement. I'm going to start writing letters. I'm going to do it today. I'm going to write individual letters to each of you. Send them through the mail, through the jail mail.
Casey, I don't want
Mom.
to wait through the mail, darling.
I'm protecting our family, yes. Not from anything that I've done.
Someone threatening us. Someone threatening us.
Mom, just leave it at that, please.
Okay,
For right now, just leave it at that.
okay. I trust you. But don't just know that you don't have to protect this family. This family is tough. We've been through a lot in the last week
I
and
know
a
that,
half.
Mom.
We're pretty darn strong. We almost lost it a few times, but we are stronger now than we've ever been. So don't try to protect Dad or me or Lee.
I know.
We have to protect Kaylee. So don't
That's-
protect us.
that's
We
all
have
I'm
to
worried
protect
about.
Kaylee.
I know.
Well, then there's nothing to protect us for. Do Do you understand that?
I understand that, Mom.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
How come she never got a chance to get the car? Doesn't make sense.
Mom, because this is recorded, and I don't know who's going to see things, and who's going to misconstrue whatever else. Like I said, there's things that I directly need to say to each of you.
Okay.
That
I trust that.
Lee and I are finding other means to do. So,
Okay. Has someone else been in our house?
I don't know, Mom. Possibly. I told you a long time ago she had a key. God, I was going to ask you something too, and I don't remember.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. How's the rest of the family?
Grandma's not doing very well at all, Casey. She's not. And I can't talk to her because it's not good when I do talk to her. So she's not doing well at all. So everybody sends their love. Everybody loves you. Everybody knows that you've done nothing to Kaylee.
Good.
Understand that?
I know that. I'm just glad everybody else knows that.
Well, there's a lot of people out there, though, that doesn't believe that, darling.
Oh, I know. But again, I get that daily here.
Okay, well, hold on. Dad wants to talk to you, babe.
Oh, go ahead.
Casey, what can I do?
Just try to keep talking to the media, I guess. Keep things positive. Keep it focused on Kaylee. That needs to be the main focus.
Is there anything else that you want to say directly to me at all?
Just that I wish that none of this would have ever happened. I really wish that none of this would have ever happened.
Well, we all feel that way, and I know we're all just given a lot right now, and we have to keep on being strong and knowing that we've got to bring you and we've got to bring Kaylee home. And I mean, we know where you're at. I don't want to see you here. I don't want you here. But
Yeah, but in some ways, I almost feel more protected here than if I were on the outside.
well, I guess there's some truth in that. But you know, once we get that little girl home, which I hope is today, you know, that stuff with you, it's not going to be easy to get through. But at least we'll have you out also, and that's the
As long
focus
as we
here.
have Kaylee home, everything else with me we'll deal with as we can. Lee made a good point. Getting Kaylee home is our priority. Everything else will fall into place after that. And that's the truth.
Well, you got to know that Mom and I worry about you being here.
I know, but I'm under protective custody. I'm in my own cell. I'm right across. I mean, I'm literally within 4 steps from where their little station is in here. So I'm being watched at all times.
Okay, but when was the last time you talked to Mr. Baez, if I might ask?
Wednesday night. Today's Friday. Wednesday.
Okay. Have you ever thought about even just reaching out to the guys at the sheriff's department, just talking to them?
The few times that I have, Dad, you've seen what's blown up in my face. They've misconstrued things that I said to them. Resources that I gave them, they haven't used. So, in all honesty, as much as I'd like to, at the moment, if I'm going to, it won't be an in-person conversation. It won't be an over-the-phone conversation. It will be in writing. So there's no way of them twisting my words or saying that I didn't give them information.
Well, do you have access to a phone and stuff every day or not?
No, there needs to be money put, I guess, in an account for me so I can make calls. There have to be collect calls.
Well, you know, you can call us. We'll accept the charge.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying I think there still has to be money in an account for me to be able to make any calls, from what I've been told. Tell
Okay,
Mom
so
to keep breathing.
So you need some money so you can make outside calls.
As far as I know, yes, you'll have to ask somebody more information on that.
Okay. Well, talk to Mom 1 second.
Is there any messages to anybody that you want me to give? Do you want me to tell Annie anything, Tony anything?
Tell Amy that I'm sorry.
Okay.
Tell Ryan I appreciate all of his help. If you could ask him to come if he gets a chance to come in town. I don't know if he's going to be able to.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, just tell the rest of the
What
family
about Tony?
what the hell is there to say to him? I mean, it took a friend of mine that I haven't seen in at least 4 years, haven't talked to in maybe longer than that, someone from high school, to come and see me, and he hasn't made any effort, won't talk to Jose, when I sent even a specific note. I mean, I would like to reach out to him to talk to him, but at the same time, my concern is you guys.
Okay. How about Jesse? He's been real close. Is there anything you want me to tell Jesse?
I would like Jesse to stay as far away from you guys as possible. I'm saying that wholeheartedly and as calmly as possible.
Okay.
I don't know how much I trust him right now, and I even told Lee that. Lee's going to investigate a few people for me. I in my gut, I don't know if I can trust him.
Okay. Well, I've been thinking that all along, but I've told the deputies my feelings.
Jose and I had a couple conversations about that. We've talked about that multiple different times, actually.
Does he know Zanny?
To the best of my knowledge, no, but quite possibly.
Okay. Has Jesse ever watched Kaylee in the last month or so while he was off work?
No.
Okay.
The last time he watched Kaylee was at his parents' house when she was a baby. So that was 2006.
Okay. His dad has been trying to reach out to your dad. His mom sent Lee an email and to tell us that they, as much as the differences that they had with you, they still know that you're a good mom and that, they want Kaylee back as well. So I want you to know that.
I appreciate that. I mean, coming from his family, yes, that means a lot. As far as Jesse as an individual, is very questionable for me.
Okay.
Very, very questionable. Things from his parents that I can,
Hey, I have a
guess
question.
honestly say I appreciate. Yes.
Your Tiffany ring, your little heart ring, where is it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it for a long time.
And who gave you that ring again? I forget.
Jeff.
Okay. We can't find Jeff.
Lee actually has more information on stuff like that. He said
Okay.
that he knows information about him, about Juliet, about other people.
Okay. Dee or Daisy or whatever her name is from Kodak called and said to tell you she loves you and she knows you're okay. She just called me. She'll be coming into town.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Are we Tom Frank or Tom Manley? Because
There's
they
a
had
Tom
Manley.
Frank and a Tom Manley. Again, information when I had spoken to people even directly at Universal.
Now, Frank is the last email that you got that you showed
Yes.
me. Now, why did they put in the police report Manley?
Mom, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm just wondering. So
This is what I'm saying. Information specifics that I had given them.
Do you think I could get Mike's help?
Kozak?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I haven't spoken to Mike in quite a long time.
But he knew a lot of these people, didn't he?
He might have. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Have you guys heard from Earl at all?
No.
Meredith, my first manager? No.
No. No. don't know how to get in touch with him either.
He had a MySpace. You might be able to find it on my friends list.
Do you know how?
Check MySpace.
I don't know your MySpace password.
Do you know the email for it?
Is it Casey L. Marie?
I'll spell it for you. Yeah. KAYSEEOMAREE @cfl.rr.com. Password is the same as my Facebook account. It's Timer, TIMER 55.
Do you know who that, on your MySpace friend, who, God, what the heck's his name? Marky Mark?
Yeah, that's Mark Hawkins.
Oh.
That's Charlie Brown. That's Mark Hawkins.
Okay, well, it didn't look like Mark. That's why. Because someone thought that person looked familiar, one of the witnesses.
It's Mark.
Okay. He hasn't seen Kaylee or has anything related
Mark's
to this.
on the West Coast, no.
Right.
Mark is one of those people that I trust.
Did you stop by and see his mom a week before all this happened?
We ran into each other at Target out at Waterford.
Do you think she could share anything with me?
I don't know what she'd be able to share. We talked just quickly in passing, and it was about Mark.
Okay, I just didn't know. I just thought maybe I could ask that, and that might be a yes or no question you could answer to me.
I don't think there's anything that anyone would know.
Okay. Silver car, correct? Or color car?
Silver Ford Focus, 2008, 4-door. The windows aren't tinted. It's very basic. There's a pink floral car seat on the right passenger side in the back seat. That's the car seat that she's had for Kaylee.
And that's why Kaylee none of her stuff's missing from the house, because she's got everything.
She has everything. She's always had shoes, socks, diapers, clothes, toys. I mean, you name it.
Who else did she ever nanny for before, besides Jeff, that you're aware of?
No one that I know of. He's the only person that I knew of.
Okay.
I know she'd watched her nephews and her niece. Outside of that, I don't know if there was anyone else.
Okay. And she definitely watched Annabelle.
Definitely watched Annabelle. On several occasions.
Okay. Oh, where did you take Kaylee to get her hair cut?
I never took Kaylee anywhere to get her hair cut. That's why when I heard that was complete bullshit. The only time Kaylee's gotten her hair cut has been at the house. When I did it or when you did it.
I know that. Well, who's your beautician? Who's the
last
girl that
person?
colored your hair?
No one colored my hair. I did my hair last.
Okay.
No one has touched my head since the first week of April after my 21st birthday last year. Okay. That was the last person that cut my hair.
So I'm just wondering where that came from.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wondering where that came from.
Okay. Is there anything else you need me to know or to check on for you?
I already told Lee to check my phone records. Keep checking that. Go back through even MySpace stuff. There could be something.
Is there any particular day for sure that you know we need to track this back to?
As far as what, Mom? What specifically?
The last day you saw Kaylee.
The 16th.
No, I thought Tara said her and Kaylee spoke on the phone that week.
Tara?
Tara from Michigan.
You mean Mark's psycho ex-wife, Tara?
Yes.
She has not even spoken to me since probably the end of May, at least. And there goes the TV again. Lovely. 5 minutes.
Is that an error? session will end in 5 minutes. Casey?
5 minutes, I know. I have not spoken with Tara in well over 2 months.
Okay, she said that she had a 13-minute conversation. No, not 13. That was someone else. That she had over an hour conversation with you. She was having issues.
Yes, exactly. Like 2 months ago. I haven't talked to her since then.
Well, she
You
said
can
it was
check-
just a few weeks ago.
You can check the number on
No,
my
no.
call records.
Don't get upset. I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm just telling you.
She's saying that
I
the
know what
babies
she's
spoke
saying.
to each other. Okay.
The babies never spoke to each other. I never even put Kaylee on the phone. Don't
Well,
listen, Mom.
no, Casey,
I'm not getting
I'm
mad
not-
at you.
I
I know
know.
you're not. Listen. People like Tara, people like Jesse, who are maybe trying to help, even Christina, God bless her, don't know what the hell they're talking about. They may have talked to me within the last few months or have seen me within the last, year, and will say, oh yeah, this was during this such and such time because they're trying to help.
I know.
Well, Mom, this is why stuff's getting misconstrued. Words are getting put in my mouth. You have
I
my
just
phone
wanted to
records.
confirm that.
No, I have not spoken with Tara. You can look
Okay.
up her number,
I believe
whatever
you.
the Michigan thing is, whatever.
Okay, now we only have 5 minutes. What else do you want me to check on?
I thought they were giving us extra time.
I don't know. That's only 5 minutes in this session.
Oh, I know, and it'll cut off when we have 1 minute left. And then we'll get our last minute. I'm fine.
Okay.
I want you guys to know that. I'm eating to the best of my ability. I miss real food.
I know. I haven't cooked in any of this. People be bringing food to the house. If I list names, is there anybody that may have an insight?
Lee and I already went over this. He had
Okay.
a whole list of people that
Okay.
whether or not
Okay.
he should even bother talking to them, people
Okay.
he should look into.
Were you ever intending on going to Puerto Rico?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, and we had talked about stuff progressively throughout the last few months.
Who made the reservations?
There was never a reservation made for me. I was going to make my own reservation. Everyone
Right,
was
but
buying
who
the
made
tickets.
everybody's? Who made
Everyone was-
everybody's?
Nobody was making reservations. We were all going to be buying our tickets as we could or as we wanted to, and we're going to be staying at JP's family's apartment or his apartment down there.
Okay. I thought it was
No. There was
Okay.
nothing that was pre-scheduled months in advance. We were all waiting to buy tickets, if we were going to buy tickets, things of that nature.
Yeah, because Amy's flight number was written on a piece of paper in your handwriting.
Yeah, I know, because I was picking her up.
Okay.
I needed to know her flight information for when I was going to get her from the airport.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and just like the menus that you found at the house, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that was my list. That was my stuff. I wanted to start waking up at 5 a.m. working out. If it was for Kaylee, there would have been waffles listed, mini pancakes, little things that she liked. I would never feed her a bagel with eggs.
She likes
And-
bagel and eggs and cream cheese and that kind of stuff.
So do I. We're like the
Okay.
same little tiny person. You know, she's almost my size anyway. But it was all health food, was it not, on those lists? It was healthy stuff. Because that was one thing Jose asked me 3 or 4 times about the menus.
Got 1 minute.
I know
What do you want to say to us?
that I love you. And that I miss you. And, you know, you
And we're-
guys stay as strong as possible.
We are, Casey. Our whole life's turned upside down looking for this little girl.
I know. Trust me, if I could be out there with you, I would be in a heartbeat. Trying to help take the strain off of you, trying to find her. That's all I want to do.
And we're going to see her little face again,
I pray to God every day that we do.
Casey.
Hello
we
again.
have 45 more minutes. They've been
Really?
so gracious to give us the whole 45 minutes.
They're being generous today.
Well, I think Casey, I think everybody wants an end to all of this.
Oh, of course.
I have to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did Kaylee ever stay at Tony's?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive. We'd hung out over there, but she'd never stayed. No.
Okay. Tony admitted to Lee that there's drugs in his home. Could this be related to something like that?
No, it's not.
Okay. Just had to ask, sweetheart.
No, his roommates smoke weed, but no.
Okay.
It's one of the big reasons. One, Kaylee would never stay over there. Two, I wouldn't have Kaylee just stay at anybody's house.
I know you wouldn't. That's why I had to ask.
I know. That's fine.
Okay. Oh, besides Lee and Dad and I, has anybody else visited you?
Yeah, Patrick Bourgeois. He was friends
Who's
with Mike
that?
Walker. Do you guys remember Mike Walker? Dad might. From track.
Why? How did he get?
He came and saw me yesterday about 9 o'clock, 9:10 in the morning. He was the first person that had actually come up to see me as far as a phone call is concerned. He just wanted to basically tell me that I have friends on the outside. Mike passed on a message telling me that he hopes that I'm okay, to keep my head up. And he said that a bunch of other people from high school all just wanted me to know that
9/24.
that, that they were behind
Patrick?
me. Bourgeois. The spelling, I'm going to butcher it terribly, but at least that he's been trying to contact him, like, through emails and stuff, and I told him that's someone, that he can talk to, because I know he's more than willing to help in whatever way he can, and that's even what he told me. He's going to try to write me and get other people to write me to try to keep my spirits up. So, I mean, I was very short with him, not really knowing what to say at that point. But, I mean, I definitely appreciated his visit, and that's even what I told Lee. I wanted to make sure that he knows that, how much I appreciate him coming to see me. So that meant a lot, especially from someone that I know I haven't talked to in the last 4 years, since high school.
Oh, is there a Tia Torres in our neighborhood? There's a Tia Torres.
Tia Torres.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who a lot of the people are that live in our neighborhood outside of...
Well, I forget who she told, but she told someone that I was hospitalized recently with a mental condition.
Wow. I'm glad I'm not
serious.
on the outside. I'm really
you'd be
glad I'm not out there.
You'd be surprised the crap that's coming, that
Mom,
people
but see,
think
that's
that
just
they...
it. I'm not surprised at the crap that's coming. That's another reason I don't want to hear any of this media bullshit. People want to have their face on the news, want to have their 2 seconds of fame. I never once wanted to be on TV or to have anything, period, let alone it be the worst catastrophic thing that could happen not only to myself but to our family. I mean, it doesn't surprise me what people are going to do or say to try to get
there's
attention.
only a few people, Casey, because everybody that knows you, the thing
I know
that they're
It's the
saying
people
most
that
is that
don't.
you're the mom of the group. You're the one that always takes care of everybody else.
That's how it's always been. It's the truth.
I know, because you're a lot like me.
I'm a lot like you. You're exactly right. And that's what people have said. They're like, wow, your mom's a real spitfire. People have been talking you up like crazy, and they're like, I wouldn't piss her off. No, you wouldn't. They would respect you more than anyone else.
All I'm trying to do is find Kaylee for both of us.
Oh, I know.
For all of us. And I'll do whatever it takes.
I feel the exact same way. That's exactly what I've been saying. I don't care what I have to do. When I told them I would lie, I would steal, I would do whatever by any means to get her back. That's exactly how I feel. It's the truth.
Casey, we have to find her before her 3rd birthday.
Mom, I know
That's
that.
coming up fast.
I know, we have a couple weeks.
I don't want to wait another minute, let
I
alone...
don't want to wait another minute. I want her to be found whether I'm still stuck in here or not. I don't care.
I think once she's found, then you can tell everybody what you know, and you'll be released. Don't you think?
Potentially, I don't know. Yuri has it set in his mind that I've done something.
Well, he thinks you guys did something to Kaylee.
Hey, can you hold on for a second?
Yeah, well, don't waste our time.
I'm not going to. I'll be right back.
Why would she do that? That's not right. Now they're taking her. What the hell is that? Well, they did give us a whole slot, so. Just sit down. She doesn't come back. She's coming. What was that all? What was that all about? What was that
I'm
all
under
about?
protective custody. I'm not allowed to be out if there's other people around, if there's other
Oh,
inmates.
so
So I
they
have to go
had
back to my cell. Yeah.
Okay, so there's other people there.
Well, right now, no. There's no other inmates out.
Okay.
But if there's another inmate that has to come in, I have to go back and
I
be
gotcha.
behind the
I
closed
gotcha.
door. So
I gotcha.
it's for my
It's
own
okay.
protection.
Well, Casey.
No,
you
but
know,
that's what I'm
none
saying.
of it.
I appreciate it in every way possible.
Okay. Have you spoken with the psychologist or psychiatrist yet?
Every single day.
Okay.
That's who
Are
I
you-
was talking to when I was sitting at the table.
Are you able to freely speak with her? Or is that recorded?
No, it's not recorded.
So do you feel like you can open up to her?
No.
Okay. Understood.
We've talked about how I feel about things, but I'm not opening up to someone that I don't know. The only person that I have would be Jose. I mean, for obvious reasons, he's someone that I know that I need to trust, that I've started to trust. And
Are you able to be in the same room with him, or do you have to do
yeah,
like
no,
what we're
we
doing?
have open meetings.
Okay.
Most of the time he can get my cuffs off at least, so that way I'm still chained at my feet most of the time. But no, it's in contact. Him and I sitting at the same table, and it's just us. So
Well, that's good that you get that personal contact with the outside
he
a little
fought for that completely.
bit. I know.
So it's
I know.
nice to have that contact, and I know that there's no way I can see you guys in person. That's something that I've asked time and time again, but I know that there isn't a single inmate that's allowed that that right whatsoever, unless it's someone that's involved within the police department or an attorney.
Okay. Dad said he has a couple of things he wants to talk to you about, honey.
Okay.
Okay, hang on.
I know this might be a tough thing to answer,
No, go ahead.
but did you borrow something from anyone or remove it without their permission that Kaylee might be being held for?
No,
I know that's a tough question, sweetie, but I just need to ask you.
it's not a tough question, Dad. I mean, Mom
Well-
knows the stuff that I had taken from her. We discussed that, on numerous occasions. And with Amy, I mean, I feel guilty about that. I feel extremely guilty, but I was under a time of desperation.
Well, What do you mean? What do you mean by that? With time of desperation, I don't understand.
Like I said to you, well, I said to Mom, and Lee and I have spoken, and he advised me of something which is very smart. Written contact will be better than anything that's going to be recorded, since we can't speak openly, freely in person.
Okay. Well, I don't want to take time then going into anything else, and I want you to know, is there something that I can do for you, sweetie? I mean, I want you out of here.
I know,
I mean,
I want me out of here too, as quickly as possible, but at the same time, I know that until we get the bond lowered as much as possible, which is probably going to take a lot, the police aren't going to drop any charges. That's pretty evident.
Well, can I share something with you?
Yeah.
The longer and longer this drags on,
The harder it's going to be.
There's going to be maybe additional things that might hit everyone, and I don't want to get into that with you, but it's getting very, very crucial that we've got to get you out of here. If I could get you out of here right now, I would. But I want Kaylee back, too.
That, again, Kaylee is my concern. If I have to stay in here outside of that, if I can get out and then have to come back, I'll deal with whatever I have to myself that in regard to me.
Well,
I want to be out.
I want you to know, I want to take your pain away from you. So, you can tell me anything.
I know that, Dad.
I miss you, sweetie.
I know that. I miss you, too.
I wish I could have been a better dad and better grandpa,
You've been a great dad, and you've been the best grandfather. Don't for a second think otherwise.
Well, you
and Mom have been the best grandparents. Kaylee's been so lucky. Kaylee is so lucky to have both of you. I can't even put into words how glad I am that she's had both of you. And that she still has both of you.
It goes without saying, that our house is empty without both of you there. It's empty. All the little things we took for granted, we miss them so much.
That's exactly how I feel.
All your little things and all her little things, it hurts. We're not there. Mom and I are just going through the motions,
That night when I told Mom I couldn't be in the house, I knew that I couldn't be there and see that she wasn't there.
I just wish you could have came to me sooner.
I wish I could have come to anyone sooner. I wish that, like I said, that none of this would have happened.
We can't go back of things we could have done or should have done. We just can say we got to support each other from here on.
I know that. I love you guys so much. I just want you to know that. I wish I could have said something or have hugged you or at least spent a moment with you the day of the hearing.
I know, sweetie. We felt the same way. I wanted to reach over and hug you and tell you I love you. And to stay at a distance is, even like right here, this is a distance. It's hard to be away from you. To hold your hand, to hug you, it's hard. It's hard. But we're trying everything we can to get the little girl back. We're trying.
I know you are, guys. I know.
It's 24 hours a day,
I know.
Mom wants
to
to speak to you again.
I know. Dad, if I can't be there myself, I would rather it be you guys than anyone else.
Okay.
I want you to know that.
All right. Well, here's Mom.
I got threatened the other day by Detective Melich about they were going to send a squad car to visit Grandpa regarding the date, because it's the 15th that, we tape recorded Grandpa. And I felt just a teeny bit of what you may be going through, Casey, about trying to protect someone that you love so much. So I want you to know, I don't know where you're coming from, as far as I don't know the circumstances. But I know the mother that you are and the person that you are. And I know you're doing whatever you need to do to protect. I hope you're just protecting Kaylee. Don't worry again about protecting your dad or me or Lee. You understand?
Yes.
We can handle anything. I believe that. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to walk away again for a second.
Okay,
I'll be
sweetie.
right back.
All right, baby. Anytime an inmate comes through, she has to leave. She has to be isolated. Not saying anything. Well, I want you to drive anyway. No, we can't comment on anything.
Hey.
Yeah,
Oh, the phone's all wet.
yeah. No, she already said she was eating. He wanted to know if you were eating. All right, I'll tell
I
him.
ate coleslaw today. Tell him I ate coleslaw.
Well, you probably eat a lot of things you never used to eat before because when you're hungry, you'll eat.
I hated bologna. I've been eating bologna and cheese on occasion. Grits. I don't do grits at all. It's terrible.
Well, you know what? You're going to eat what's in front of you.
No, not really. Still won't touch certain gravy outside of yours or Grandma's.
Well, you better eat a little something, honey, because you're getting really thin. You're
Getting
getting thinner.
I've been
I know,
thin,
but Casey, you're a lot thinner.
Well, I'm only eating 3 meals a day. They're very small. That's, what we're given, so I can't eat all day. I can't walk around and snack like I normally do. I'm not putting in probably 3,500 calories.
Yeah.
I'm drinking juice that has no real juice in it, no sugar. So,
It's good.
tell me what's in that.
Yeah. It's water, flavored water.
No, it's juice. Is it? Ish. Tastes like juice. Oh, man. At least now I have more stuff to look forward to every day. The potential to get a chance to talk to you guys, to at least see you this much. Besides a shower every couple days and crappy food.
Wow.
And the inconsistent visit with Jose. But at least, it's something.
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming this afternoon.
That's what I figured. He usually comes after 7:30, between 7:30 and 10.
I think he's going to try to come on.
Well, that's good. I'm at least going to get a shower after I'm done with you guys, so. I know he was putting in an appeal for the bond. Do you know what will happen with that? Have you heard anything from him?
No, he said it might not be till next Wednesday before the final on that.
Okay.
So it could be a while. Yeah, we never really got a full description of Zanny. I know she's got brown curly hair.
About shoulder length. She wears it straight.
It's curly.
It's curly, but she also wears it straight. This is what I'm telling you. It's called a straightener, remember? She's the one that gave me my straightener.
That's true. Okay. How tall is she?
About 5'7"-ish. She's just like maybe an inch or two shorter than Dad, so 5'6", 5'7". Very thin, maybe a little bit more meat than me, about 140-ish. Fairly brown eyes. No tattoos that I've ever seen that I know of. I've seen her in a bathing suit, so unless it's something beyond that.
Well, I would think if anybody around her knew her, they would have come forward by now.
That's what I'm thinking. That's even what I told Jose. If it was anyone that especially has known me, that knows Kaylee, that at least knows of us.
Did anybody ask you to describe her and they did a composite drawing of her?
Not once. And when they went and interviewed that girl down in Kissimmee, they never showed me a picture of her. They never searched.
Okay, now they told us that. Well, they told us that you couldn't pull her out of a lineup.
They're full of shit. I had told them multiple times, find a sketch artist, show me pictures, show me something. I can point her out to you.
Okay. Well, you make sure Jose does
I've
that
told
today.
Jose this. I've told him to pull in a sketch artist.
Okay.
I've told Jose that multiple times. I've given him and also Gabriel, his associate, the same information I've given you. It's the same information that I gave to the police. They never searched by her full name. They searched by Zenaida Fernandez or Zenaida Gonzalez, never by her full name.
And it's Z-E-N.
Zenaida. I don't think she has a middle name. There was never a middle name on anything that I remember seeing. And I know she went by both last names. She always has. Since she was younger, since her mom remarried.
So Flores Gonzalez, and you don't know what her stepdad's.
Fernandez Gonzalez.
But you don't know what Fernandez Gonzalez.
I think her dad's first name is Victor. Her stepdad. Or that could be her real dad. But I remember her saying Victor. Victor and
So
Gloria
Victor-
were her parents.
Victor and Gloria are her parents, but they're separated or divorced.
They are as of now, yeah. That was her
They're
stepdad.
divorced.
But I know she has a lot of money. That's where she got the car from.
So Victor's her stepdad.
That's her stepdad.
So his last
As
name
far
wouldn't
as I'm
be
concerned.
his last name wouldn't be Gonzalez then.
I think it would actually be Fernandez because then, as far as I know, with Spanish last names, it's the father's first name, then the mother's last name.
Yeah, but Victor is his stepdad, right?
Hmm. She has his last name and her mother's last name.
Oh, he adopted her?
He adopted her. He legally adopted her, yes. Where? I'm not sure.
Okay. You don't know where he's living.
No.
And I thought you said Zanny had a sister.
Her sister's name is Samantha. She has the whitest name possible. They have different dads.
And you don't know what her last name is.
No, I do not.
And you said Samantha's a student.
She was a student at UCF, yes. But I can't
You don't
remember
know
her
when.
last name. I know that she was within the last 12 months.
Is she older or younger?
She's older.
By a couple years or?
Roughly a year and a half.
Okay. All right, babe. Anything else you can think of? Did Zan ever talk about taking Kaylee to the beach or doing anything
She told me that they went out to Coco a couple different times
with Kaylee?
with Kaylee. Remember all the places that I was telling you about?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Those were all the places that I've been told that they've been.
Okay.
I told Lee that he needs to talk to you and get a list
Okay.
of places. It's a good start.
The ones over the last month.
Yes.
Okay. Boat is actually this story out on a boat.
It was a story I had been told, yes. Was I there? No.
Okay. And you don't know who she could be with?
No.
Could Jeff ever look preppy looking?
Yeah, that's how he always dressed, was very preppy.
Do you think he would have ever worn like a horn-rimmed glasses or something?
To the best of my knowledge, he's never worn glasses.
Okay.
But he primarily would wear, like, reasonably tight jeans, fitted jeans, a polo shirt, something nice. He always dressed very nicely.
Okay. And you don't know where Jeff's sister's last name or anything is?
Her married name, no. I can't think of it offhand.
Okay.
Oh, man.
And what about Zanny's roommates?
I haven't heard anything from either of them, but I've given everyone names. If you want to write down their names as well, I've given them to the police, which they
Okay.
never did anything
was-
with.
Go ahead.
Raquel. Raquel is the first one. RAQ. U.
Okay.
E-L.
E-L.
Her last name is Farrell. Farrell.
Now, who worked for the ABC company? Distribution.
Jennifer. Jennifer's her
Yep.
second roommate. Raquel supposedly had worked there for a short time herself.
But you don't know when.
I don't know when. Jennifer, I know, had worked there within
It's
the last year.
It's the ABC distribution catalog, right?
Yes.
But you don't know Jennifer's last name.
Her last name is Rosa. R-O-S-A.
R-O-S-A. Okay. When's the last time you saw Raquel and Jennifer?
Oh, wow. Easily a month and a half, 2 months ago, maybe.
For both of them. Are they still roommates?
I have no idea.
Okay. But they're both from this area?
They've at least lived in this area. I don't know where they are outside of this.
Okay. Okay. You don't know where Raquel worked?
No. I know that she was a student. She'd served at a couple different restaurants.
But you don't know what restaurant?
She'd said a Fridays. I don't know which one.
But
or
local?
when this was. It could have been local. It could have been somewhere else. I don't know.
Okay.
There was never anything specific. I know that they each came from families of decent amounts of money, which is why they didn't have to have substantial jobs.
Okay.
Is there anything else Dad can think of?
I don't know. This one. Okay. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. It's good to actually see you guys smile a little bit.
Dad was out sweating, working, doing flyers and stuff. I had to.
He stinks.
And
I
then we
haven't
had-
showered in 2 days.
We got a flat tire on, as we were getting off the expressway. My car tire went flat.
Hey, guess what? That happened to me.
Yeah. So, did you know Trenton Duckett's father's been helping us?
That's
You
what
know.
Lee told me. Jose actually told me that he had contacted you.
Yeah, he's been helping us.
That's what I've been told, which I guess that's good. He's maybe a very resourceful person.
Did,
in
did
that sense.
Lee tell you how much the reward is for finding Kaylee?
No.
Can you imagine?
I haven't heard anything of this, so
It's
I
over
can only
200.
imagine.
I think it's $225,000.
Jesus Christ, that's almost half
That's
my
a lot.
bond.
Well, a lot of people want that little girl found.
Good. The more people, the better. Everyone should want her back.
Well, they do, Casey. Just want
Good.
you to know there's a
Good.
lot of people helping. I only get 1 or 2 phone calls a day that, that are not nice phone calls, but I
Yeah.
get many, many, many phone calls and many people reaching out that
Good.
just believe in you. They believe
Good.
in us finding Kaylee. Okay? So keep your head up high. But if you think of anything that could help, don't be afraid.
Oh, I won't hesitate to let you guys know.
You can't be afraid, Casey, of anybody. You got to get that strength from me and your dad and your brother. I know you have it in you. Okay? You need to get that strength inside and do not feel like someone can hang anything over you or anything over us or threaten us because, well, you have said you're protecting this family. You don't need to protect this family. This family's been through a lot.
I know.
Yeah. We love you very, very much.
I know. I love
Yeah,
you
Dad
guys
wants
too.
to say something too.
I just had a little analogy of our family.
Uh-huh.
Think of me as the thumb. Obviously, think of that. The next finger, the index finger is your mom. She likes to point just like Kaylee.
Yeah, but it's
The
with
mi-
the middle finger.
Okay, the middle finger, I guess, is mom, probably. I'm looking at size in the family. The next finger after that is going to be Lee, then it's going to be you, and then the final, that little pinky, that's Kaylee. So think of that. Think of your hand. Just think, this is us. This is the family that love each other, that cares, and needs to be together. And we're missing two fingers.
I'm still here.
As silly as it sounds.
I know.
We have you here. We know you're here, but it's not the same.
I know it's not the same. She's like, I have you guys with me, but it's not the same.
I'll tell you, doing everything that's happened so far, there was a lot of hard decisions to make. And we're trying to find that little girl. We're trying.
I know you are.
I mean, all of us have experienced a lot of different things. We've asked so many questions. We've went on emotions, but if there's anything at all that you want to share, you got to share it. Write it down. I mean, I know Mr. Baez is working in your best interest, but
my number one.
Let me ask you, would you be interested in talking to like an FBI guy or something?
Anyone that you guys want to bring in, I'll talk to.
Okay. That's true. That's great news. Okay. Here, Mom's again. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I mean, is it just the local police you don't feel comfortable to?
Oh, it's just...
Or is it just the authority in general?
It's those two specific. It's Adams and Mellick. Now, Happy Wells, the other detective...
Allen and Mellick. Uh-huh.
Allen, yeah. Sorry, John Allen and Mellick.
Okay.
The other guy that came to the house, I don't know if you remember him very well. He went by Happy. His last name is Wells.
Happy Wells? You want to talk to him?
I would speak to him of any of the, the detectives.
Would you speak with him with Jose, or would you speak to him by himself?
I would speak to him alone with Jose. It doesn't matter. We had a lot of conversations when I sat up in the room that day. I just sat in the lobby of the sheriff's department for probably a good 3, almost 4 hours.
Okay.
And Happy and I sat there and we conversed. He was very, very concerned with Kaylee. Wanting to find Kaylee. That was his priority.
Okay.
He's someone that I feel very comfortable talking to.
Okay, so if we can get that arranged today, you'll talk to him.
I would absolutely talk to him. He's someone that I feel would go out of his way to help you guys.
Now, is he a detective or a deputy?
That's a good question. I know he works within a similar
Was he at the
department.
house? Was he at the house?
He was the other guy that came to the house with...
Which one?
He was the bigger guy that wasn't wearing glasses that came to the house. When the two gentlemen came to pick me up Wednesday morning, he was one of the two guys that came to the house.
Okay.
See if Dad remembers him. But they called him Happy. I know his last name is Wells. I know that.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Well, we could probably get that arranged because they're wanting to talk to you, Casey.
Yeah. I don't want someone that's going to tell me that they know that I'm lying, that's going to belittle me, that won't listen to what I'm saying to them. I need someone that will take the information that I'm giving them.
Okay. All right, listen. We're going to leave when it's at 5 minutes so we can get out before the media knows because they're going to try to get us out a back door. So I want you to know when this goes, we're going to be leaving quickly.
Okay.
But I'm going to work on trying to get Happy Wells for you today, if we can.
That would be great.
Now, I'm not sure if we should do it alone or if you should have your attorney present.
That's up to you guys. I'm leaving that to your discretion.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Well,
either
I think
way.
I think you should have your representation.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Is there anything else you need that you want us to do or say or look? Anything? What do you need from us?
I totally look locally, especially.
You sure?
Check places that we're familiar with that we know. I mean, it's not going to hurt to look. I don't know where you guys have posted things for Kaylee, been able to post pictures or things like that, but
yeah. She said that guy. Dad wanted to know if it was a female officer, but this guy, this Happy Wells, you've already connected with.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
Asked Dad if he remembers. He was one of the two guys that came to pick me up Wednesday morning.
He was one of the ones that picked her up Wednesday morning. Okay. We'll get
That's-
that.
Okay.
Okay.
God, just know how much I miss you guys.
Oh, we know that. We know that. We'll get. The quicker we get Kaylee, the quicker you'll get home too. But
Oh, I
Casey,
know.
if we don't find her, they're trying to build a case against you, honey.
That's what they've been doing. I know. That's the other two detectives' main
And I
goal
think
is building a case.
I know, and that's why I'm so frustrated. Because
That's why
I know
I'm
they're
so
not.
frustrated. That's why
That's
I
why-
don't want to speak to either of them because it's not going to do any good. It really isn't.
Well, we'll
And
make it
that's
happen with this
unfortunate.
other person.
Thank you.
And like I said, if we can get, how about an outside source like FBI to talk to you?
If you can get someone outside, that's fine. Bring in whoever. By
Okay.
any means.
Okay.
You and I are on the same page with that. We will do whatever
Okay.
necessary.
Okay. All right, honey. I believe that.
I just want her back.
I know you do. You have to keep thinking positive feelings, Casey.
Oh, I know. I have been. I've been staying as positive as I can.
But do you think after this long she'd still be local?
There's a possibility.
What's your gut telling you right now?
My
you have
gut's
the
telling
same-
me that she's okay.
Okay. And your gut tells you that she's close or she's hiding?
She's not far. I know in my heart she's not far. I can feel it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Well, we'll see if we can't get a sketch artist and Happy and maybe even FBI to come talk
Yeah.
to you.
Have you talked to Ryan? Has he gotten any leads on anything in Jacksonville?
I haven't spoke with them for several days. I don't know if Lee has or not. I kind of haven't really reached out to too many people, except your immediate friends here.
Well, Ryan, again, he's definitely one of those people that you should talk
I know.
to. So,
Well, I had before, but there wasn't really much to tell him.
yeah,
So, but like Corey and Sean and Chris
those guys, yeah.
and all those guys, they feel connected with me to get to you
Yeah.
because I think they see you and me and me and you.
Oh, most definitely. Those are guys that I have a long history with, that I've known
Wow.
for 8-9 years.
They're doing everything they can, Casey, to help find Kaylee, and they know that you haven't done anything.
Oh, I know. Those are my big brothers outside of Lee's friends. Those are my other boys.
They're just confused like we all are. And Jose said that you said everything would make sense once we found Kaylee.
Well, yeah, once you have someone that you can talk to, that you can get a real explanation from, that's known where she's been, it's going to have to make sense at that point. Once we get Kaylee, everything else will figure itself out. Mainly I was meaning for myself, but even as far as where she's been, what's been going on with her.
All right.
Do you know what we're looking at as far as time?
Yeah, we're getting close to the end. And, as soon as that happens, we're going to leave, okay?
I know.
All right, dear.
Just tell Lee that I love him. I didn't get a chance
He
to
knows
again.
that. Your brother has
I know.
been a rock for all of us. He has done so much, Casey. You don't know what this family has done pulled together for you.
I've been hearing from some of the officers. They've told me. They've said that the one coordinating most everything, and hearing that. Sorry, hearing that the other day, I know.
It's unconditional love, darling.
Your Honor, the next exhibit is 44 minutes and 5 seconds.
Okay, members of the jury, I give you the choice. You probably need a stretch break. But what we can do is about 4:28. We can start and finish that tape, which will run you past 5, or we can go ahead and just pick that up tomorrow morning. So take it about a 7-minute stretch break and let me know what your choice is when you come back in. Okay? The record reflect that the defendant is present along with counsel for the defendant, Assistant State Attorney. All right, let's bring the jury back in. State recognized presence of the jury. Defense.
Yes, sir, we do.
All right, members, what is your pleasure? All right, let's forge on.
Your Honor, I believe this is the stipulation regarding July 28th, 2008 with Lee Anthony. And should be 69 in evidence.
Madam Clerk, is that 69?
The second Lee Anthony, yes. Okay, all right, the last, I did.
Okay, what's the number? Okay, you may publish it, and I read the stipulation first. Lee Anthony attended a video-recorded visitation with Casey Anthony at the Orange County Jail on July 28, 2008 at 0900 hours. The video recording is a true and accurate representation of the visitation. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in your deliberations. You may proceed.
Thank you. Hey.
Hey, sis.
How are you?
I'm here.
I know.
Media to get in and get out, so
Understandable.
something else. Well, I've got a lot, kind of like, the last time too, but, I wanted to, first just, because I know we kind of got cut off last time,
Yeah.
I wanted you to be able to, talk to me if there's anything that you want to talk to me about, or, whatever. I wanted to give you that opportunity before. I know I kind of dominated a lot of that last visit, but
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So, do you got anything, for me, or, outside of what I've already heard?
Did you guys get my messages from Jose?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then that's where I'm leaving it. So.
All right. How are we coming with any other communication?
Pretty good. I'm in the process. So.
All right. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
So, I completely understand what you're saying, what you were saying, and I look forward to, maybe the details and, being able to elaborate on a personal message, which would be handled the same way. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Aside from that, there are things that, and again, answer as you wish, but there's some things that I think may help me in the meantime.
Okay.
Specifically on, the day that Kaylee went missing.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct that you had actually spoken to 3 people over the phone, 2 people via text, 2 of those people via text message, prior to reaching out to Mom?
Throughout that period, yes.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
I already know who those people are, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
are any of those three people involved, to your knowledge?
There's potential for that. I'm thinking possibly yes. At this point, that's kind of my gut feeling. All I can really go off of at the moment is my gut, and yeah, that's every day it's getting a little bit stronger.
Right.
So.
Understood. Not to call those names out directly,
Yeah.
but to reference it further.
Mm-hmm.
2 out of those 3 you had actually been in text communication with prior to reaching out to Mom. Am I right on that? Or did
Yes.
you talk to, okay. Specifically down to those 2.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing? Those?
Yeah.
Okay. There was one that you talked to via text first, and one that you talked to via text.
Oh,
second.
as far as the order, I don't know.
Okay. That's okay. Well, how about instead of order, how about frequency?
Frequency.
Right. There was, out of the 2, there was a particular person that you spoke to on a much more frequent basis during that period of time than the other.
Yes,
and in
absolutely.
The other, I realized that there were 2 calls and 2 texts.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, there were numerous calls and numerous texts.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those 2, out of the small communication or the large communication, is there one that I should focus on more?
I couldn't say either way. I mean, both obviously need to have some sort of attention. So.
Ditto. Understood.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay. Perfect. To your knowledge, do any of those 3 people that I was talking about? To your knowledge, prior to any of this, would they have ever talked to each other?
Potentially, yeah, probably. I mean, as far as I know, everyone was kind of intertwined as far as the friendship was concerned.
Even down to those last 2 that I referenced?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Specifically on the evening going into about midnight on the next day,
mm-hmm.
I saw your calls to the place that would deliver food.
Okay, can you be specific on the actual day?
17th.
17th, okay.
17th.
Okay.
I saw, that you had made a few phone calls to place that would deliver food.
That was actually probably Tony's roommate. I think I let him use my cell phone for that. So.
Okay. So, all right. So, I guess what I would ask was, you had mentioned to me before that when you were doing your own
mm-hmm.
search, that you were kind of out and about in some instances. Could you give me an idea of when that would have been? And by out and about, specifically what I was talking about.
It would have been during the daytime.
Was.
Yeah, it would have been during the day. Nothing would have been at night whatsoever.
Okay. And during the daytime on any of those days, would you have reached out to any of these people that I should be interested in, to your knowledge?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay. Let's see. On our phone call, we talked about that other cell phone.
Uh-huh.
And then you told me where it was purchased from.
Yeah.
Was it purchased for you by somebody else?
No.
Do you remember when you purchased it?
The exact day, I'm not quite sure. I might have the receipt at home. I'm not totally sure when it was bought.
Would it have been in the last month, 2 months?
Within the last, I'd say 3 months, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Would it be safe to assume that the person that was, that they would have probably contacted you on that phone? I know you were switching the SIM card back and forth, but they would have preferred to contact you on that phone and vice versa on the blackjack.
I don't think there was really a preference.
Okay. All right.
My SIM card would, still hold the information in either sense. It would still register to my account, so I don't think there was an obvious preference.
Okay. Back to the 3 people that you talked to on, on that day. Not in regards to the other 2 now. Back to that other person that hadn't really, mentioned so much. And I already know your feelings towards this person. It's noted. However, I was just curious. You'd had a fairly long conversation with this person after lunchtime, prior, in about 2 hours or so prior to reaching out to Mom. It was kind of the bulk of, or right before, what looked like a lot of this franticness kind of went down.
Yeah.
Would anything have been shared, or would she have any indication on maybe what happened from that long conversation that you had with her?
I'm not totally sure. I mean, there's a possibility, probably not.
Okay. But if I was to follow up with that person specifically, would she feel comfortable enough opening up to me if it was just that person and myself?
I would absolutely hope so.
Okay. I'm gonna reach out to that person and and see if anything. So
Okay.
Can you? I'll reference those guys as the Full Sail crew.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they would have, any of them individually or collectively, would have actually physically met Kaylee for the first time? I know you may have to think back a little ways for that, but.
Last week of May, first week of June.
And how would that have gone down? Would it have been
the very first time they all met Kaylee? I brought Kaylee over to the apartment. That's how they all met her the first time. They had obviously known about her previous, or prior to this, but that was the first time they had all met.
Is there any particular activities that you may have, done at the apartment or something, or within the apartment complex?
We went to the pool a couple different times.
Do you remember the last time that you may have had her there, or had her to where they could have seen her?
Wow.
Prior to the day she went missing.
Yeah. Jesus. Maybe around Mom's birthday. So around the first week or so into June.
If you had to guess, do you remember if it would have been before or after Mom's birthday?
It might have been after.
Okay. Let's see. That was something I already knew, but I needed to confirm.
Yeah. I figured. I know you're very thorough, so I can appreciate that.
Yeah. If I were to be looking for the nanny's place, would it be advantageous of me to look in areas that are familiar to another friend that you may have?
That would be pretty much on the money.
Down to likely the same complex of any of your friends.
Within the same area, I do have a friend that lives within this complex or neighborhood, yes.
Okay. Trying to figure out a way to ask it. You may know how I was going to follow that up if you feel, if you want to share it. Would that include? Would that include any of the people that I referenced earlier, or that I was referring to earlier?
Trying to think.
I don't think you can
No.
answer that.
No.
All right. You given me last time that Zanny had used a few different phone calls to contact you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know that when it started, it was kind of like a 407 number. She had also used a 321 number, and then more on a recent side, she had used a 954 number.
Yes.
So it's still. Am I right with all that? That was
those are those are three of the area codes. Yes.
And they could have been interchanged throughout the entire.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other area code or state that an area code would come from, or region of the country that an area code would come from that I should add to that list?
I know I got a call from down south, possibly Miami. I'm not sure what the area code is down there. Also from Jacksonville, possibly. Throughout Florida, most definitely. I know I have scattered calls up the East Coast on, maybe different locations there.
As you know, area codes that start with 6 are all throughout the country. I mean, they've got area codes for 6 on the West Coast, in the Midwest.
Well, I know 631 is New York.
Right. Specifically, I was asking about a 623.
623.
It's where I was at for a month at the beginning of the year.
Oh, that's Mark Hawkins. So. No. Or yes. I would say no.
Okay. All right.
I was going to say I'm pretty positive I know who that is. Oh, no.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, okay. I just didn't know if there's maybe anybody else that may have knowledge of the situation other than the people that there's 2 people that you had already mentioned.
Yeah, no.
Okay. What do you think I've already talked to one of your friends in particular that you worked with that verified that those 2 people that you said have knowledge of the situation and have knowledge of Zenaida.
Okay.
I've already talked to somebody and she confirmed that those people do indeed exist.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's definitely a step in the right direction.
Do you have any way, or if you can end up thinking of any way where you think I may be able to reach out to them myself?
If I can think of something, I'll make sure you get that immediately.
Thank you, because I think that would be extremely beneficial.
Yeah, most definitely.
Back to Zanny's numbers. So am I still just those 3 different area codes?
Those 3 that I can think of off the top of my head, yes.
Okay. Primarily, did you get texts and calls from both? Or maybe only texts from one or the other? Maybe only calls from one or the other?
It kind of varied. Usually most of my communication with everyone has been through text messages. That's kind of always been my main form of communication with anybody. So, I mean, I can't say more or less to one person or another. If there was more of an open phone call conversation or through a text message, I'm not totally sure.
I know you had mentioned some of the different areas and stuff. Would it be safe for me to assume that the person that took Kaylee would have resources out of the Orlando area?
Yes.
Aside from the places within the state of Florida that we already mentioned, you think they'd have resources outside of the state of Florida?
Yes.
Could that go? Up as far north as some places that I've recently been to, or up in that region?
Yes.
Specifically for people that I've worked for and been involved with last year, in a particular area for, like for football and stuff. Should I focus my attention on that state as well?
I could potentially say yes. There's an obvious chance, yes. So, I guess I can't say no to that.
Well, one thing that I wanted to, for you to keep into consideration. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
One thing I want you to keep into consideration, based on the contact that, based on what I know right now, what, has been able to be conveyed to me, you have to know that everything has changed from, a month ago.
Yeah.
And that, even if we've been used to or, acting a certain way or following a certain thing, that those, in a sense, that those rules may have changed.
Yeah.
What I'd be looking for is, at some point, is some form of direction, with you knowing that, some form of direction on, are we still working off of the same the same time, the same instances, the same people, if the same areas, if any of that you think may change because, in a sense, the situation has changed.
Yeah.
Let me know, because of course there's only certain things that you can handle from where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be able, if I can, to, in a sense, kind of pick up where you left off. Okay?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So, however that needs to be facilitated, I know you trust me that I'm going to do what's best for everybody.
Exactly.
So, just think of that one for me. Whenever I can, because that's kind of what my wheels have been turning on, because, that was the first thing that I realized, that where it's not what you may have been working under, and, and all that stuff. The things that you've been stressed about and the things that you've been reacting to, maybe someone else needs to stress and react to it, or maybe we need to stress and react to it in a different way.
Oh, exactly.
So, Do you have anything? That was all my specific questions. I really didn't have a lot of time today because I literally had reporters following me, and I can't wait to cuss them out for that one.
Be nice. Remember, be nice if you can.
There's a certain level of respect that for us to be able to continue that relationship with them, and I need them to respect that they're not going to chase me around.
Oh, exactly. They can't
chase me around.
Well,
so
Jose and I had talked about something, and I think maybe this is a good idea for you guys to maybe all do as a family, all do together. Maybe set up a place if they want to interview you, unless you guys contact them otherwise. I know that they're still going to send people out after you.
I'll tell you, that's never going to happen.
Probably not, but it may minimize it a little bit.
We'll have a half a dozen news vans outside the house 24/7, and then, as far as some of the other residences that they've attempted to go to also, or trying to keep those either under wraps, or, maybe the people within those residences, we're trying to make them realize not to
say anything.
Their presence.
Exactly.
But whatever. It'll all go away, So
I know it'll just take a little while, obviously.
Is there anything else that you think may be helpful for me, or mom or dad, or anything, that you want me to get through to them or to anybody,
Hopefully you guys can. Hopefully you can go off of the new leads and, the things that you were told this weekend. Hopefully that'll help you. As far as anything else at the moment, there's either nothing that I can obviously give to you now, or, there really honestly isn't anything I can think of at this exact moment.
Understood.
But I'm pretty positive I'll be seeing Jose later. I'll have probably most of the day to think about it, so I'll try and pull together whatever I can. When the opportunity arises, later, I'll give him whatever I can think of. So
remember, the police need to know that you're working with them, that you're helping them.
Exactly, and we're setting up our meeting, I think, for later today. So
perfect. Do this for me. I've got some contacts in some other agencies that I trust. Whether it's yourself or Jose, if you guys are able to probe and just find out that, and you can ask Jose, Orange County has mentioned some other resources that they're using right now.
Okay.
If there's a way to confirm that without me, frankly, making an ass out of myself and an ass out of the situation by trying to find that out myself.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure that everybody's on the up and up right now.
Okay.
So
makes a lot of sense.
That would be great, because if certain things aren't what they seem, it's going to change the way some of this stuff goes down. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I'd be very interested to hear the results of that.
Okay.
As far as the phone calls and stuff like that, with the account that I set up, like when we had that 15-minute phone call, those calls can only go through to me.
Yeah.
So, do you know when you are particularly free? When, if you were to reach out via that, when I should typically look for those calls?
It'll be during the day, probably anytime between now and I'd say maybe 3 or 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So it would be within a decent hour of the day. So
okay, good to know. That's cool. So I just want to make sure that I pay more attention to my phone from numbers that I don't recognize. I've programmed that particular number, so I'm pretty sure I'll know what it is. But I just want to make sure that that I'm available, and I would drop anything to pick those up. So
absolutely.
If you feel comfortable reaching out at any time, don't hesitate. Keep in mind I'm probably going to want to utilize the whole 15 minutes. But
Lee, I'm not doing anything except reading books and napping, so trust me.
Exactly. I could imagine.
The closer I can get to home, the better.
Right. That's good. And don't worry about, spending, mucho dollars every day to do it. It's totally cool, especially if you have something
That's
you know,
pertinent.
you know what
yeah.
I'm working on. So
Exactly.
just, you know, keep that in mind. But at the same time, Mom's working real hard with the media. You know, trying to get the focus, keep the focus on Kaylee and get, you know,
Where it
her
belongs.
information out there, right? Because she is the one missing.
Exactly.
She's the one that we need to have returned to us. And
Yeah.
she's the one that we need to have found.
Her face should have been the one on the front of the newspaper, not mine, with a teeny little picture of Kaylee underneath.
Let me think. The first day it was Kaylee's picture, big, yours small. The second day it was Mom's. I can't even keep track of it anymore. And this is just Sentinel. I mean, it's all over nationwide at this point. So it's
Yeah,
you know,
that's what
whatever.
I've been told.
Well, and it has been since Jump Street. But Mom's working real hard with the media. Dad is working real hard with a lot of charities and a lot of places that have offered support, that have put up reward money, that have given us office space, bought all of our supplies,
Cool.
supplied volunteers on a massive level, talking
Good.
hundreds. So that's been great.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, down from, I can tell you specifically, Fred Robinson has been amazing support for our family.
Yeah.
His wife, Holly, has been tremendous support for us, and all of them, just they reference, you know, the Lord a lot, and they want to know that, you know, what you know, that you know, that everything's behind you, and you know, and to utilize that as your crutch and something to lean on right now.
I have been. I've been keeping stronger faith than I ever have, especially
Good.
now.
Because everybody's reaching out to you through prayer vigils. Excuse me, I keep saying the wrong thing. And you know, and things like that. So, and those two in particular have really used that as a platform, not only personally but publicly, to voice their support and to reach out to you to give you strength. So I want you to let you know, just from those old friends down to complete strangers to a grandmother of 5 that grabbed me before the reporters grabbed me on the way in. She gave me a huge hug and said, "You don't know me, nobody does, but let your sister know that we love her." And I mean, this is down to complete strangers, Kate. So understand, regardless of what you know, you may hear or be told or whatever with some of these people's reactions, the good people out there know, and the good people out there want to do whatever we can, and they've offered up their unconditional support and resources. And you know, we're of course, just like you are, you know, we're being pulled in a million directions. But if you think of anything, any resources or things that we could maybe utilize that we may not think of, let us know.
Oh, most definitely.
I want to give you an opportunity to talk more if you want, but I got tons of stuff that I could always talk to you about. So.
Hey, honestly, it's kind of better to hear about things that are going on, you know, outside of this, because I don't really have too much to talk about. So, I mean, outside of telling Mom and Dad about the food a little bit, and again, sleeping, reading books. That's kind of been my life. So.
Do you want me to tell you a little bit about what we're doing out here?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, aside from the Kaylee's Missing MySpace page, which I've taken control over now myself, I haven't updated it, but I've taken control over that. Immediately that evening, on the 16th, I had changed mine, yours, and Mom's profiles to mirror the other profile, and to utilize that as ways for people to understand how they can volunteer, get flyers, donate.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Do whatever. I've got, through connections that Josh Duckett has given us, there's been a helpfindkaylee.com website up for the better part of a week and a half.
Yeah.
That we are now using as our primary resource to get that word out there.
Mm-hmm.
Taking tips through there. We're taking volunteer information. All of our contact information's on there. We're trying to use that as the hub of our way to communicate to everybody.
Yeah.
So, that's something that we try to get out there in every broadcast and every print and everything.
Yeah.
We've had some charities that have offered their support in the form of flyers, posters, billboards. We've got billboards across the state of Florida right now. We have some mobile billboards that can be pulled behind if you have a ball hitch on your vehicle.
Yeah.
We're pulling T-shirts.
Yeah, I saw the T-shirts. Dad was wearing one last time.
Yeah,
I think you were wearing one last time. What's the bracelet that you have?
It's actually...
I know Mom has a blue one.
The bracelet is actually Trenton Duckett is missing bracelet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got that the first night that we met Josh and his family. So so we've been wearing that ever since. We're working on ones for Kaylee too, but this helps keep in perspective not only for Kaylee but for everybody.
But for him, yeah.
So,
that's actually what I thought it was. So
yeah, that's what it is. We have a huge fundraiser up in Daytona at the International Speedway on Friday for Kaylee. And
great.
That stuff has been donated by numerous companies, including Coca-Cola. All these proceeds from food, from raffles, from auctions, they're all going to go towards these charities that have been helping fund getting the word out there. So Mom and Dad are working hand in hand with them to set all that stuff up. So
that's great.
Right now, the people that have already RSVP'd just locally here and stuff, we're not talking media, and it's thousands. We're in the thousands.
That's great.
So the support is...
It's huge. That's exactly what I wanted.
So that's what we all want, because we know that's how we can effectively get the word out about Kaylee by utilizing those numbers and those resources of those numbers. So, if there's anything specific you want me, specific or general, that you want me to relay to all of them, I know they would love to hear something from you if you think of anything at any point. So
I definitely, if you could write this down. 5 minutes. I know. Okay.
All right,
so 5 minutes. I want to openly thank not only our family, but our friends in the community for, their unconditional love and support.
Okay.
I want to thank, obviously, all the charities that are donating their time and their efforts and their resources to help us. I want everyone to keep Kaylee and our family in their prayers. And if there's anyone that has any information, please to come forward without haste.
Okay. Anything specifically you would want to have, if you could speak to the person or the persons that have Kaylee? Is there anything specific that we could get to them, whether it's publicly or on another level?
As far as publicly is concerned, we miss her. We love her. I miss her. I love her dearly, and I want nothing more than for her to come home and to be safe and to be where she belongs with her family. It's obvious that we'll stop at nothing to get her back. Because I know in my heart, I know in my gut, I know with every ounce of my being that we will be with her again. I thought about this after Jose left, and I actually came and laid back down the other night. I didn't get to thank you for all of your help and for everything that you've been doing. I know you know how I feel, but it's not something that I want to go without saying. You know how much I love you and how much I appreciate this more and more every day. You know, not only to you, but to Mom, to Dad. I know that it's a heavy burden, and I wish that I could be there with you every minute of every day. I will be soon. I know that. I trust that. I can feel it. It's coming. It's getting closer. So, we'll have our family back. Dad's, I don't know if he told you the little analogy he gave me the other day, but we're like a hand. Dad's the thumb. Mom's the index finger. You're the middle finger, which was funny because you are the big guy. I'm the ring finger, and Kaylee's the pinky finger. And, you know, there's two fingers that are missing right now. But our hand will be complete, just as our family will be. And Mom said that we're stronger than we ever have been. Finish that.
There's a gate on that side gate that says that it's unlocked while unoccupied. Okay. Never mind.
Mom said that we're stronger than we ever have been, and I truly believe that.
Okay.
And I know that we'll all make it through this and we'll be okay. I love you guys so much and miss you. Oh, God.
We love you too. I love you too. And we're gonna find Kaylee, and that's it.
That is the end of, I believe it's 70. In essence.
Stay into that tape.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the time is now 5:21. We're going to recess for the evening. Please remember all of my previous admonitions, and we will see you in the morning. Have a good evening. Okay, this court will be in recess to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.